go live.
But don't tell anybody, guys. Like, I don't want a shitload of people. I just want to open that up to people that I know.
Secret.
Right. And that's how we go live. But don't tell anybody, guys.
This is just amongst friends.
Yes. They don't know the context, so we're fine. So hello, Internet. Welcome to Princess of the Apocalypse number 5. Sorry it took a little bit there at the beginning. Some of that stuff was because, one, this is a new PC, so I had to redo all the overlays. But I'm a fan of the new overlay because I found some fonts that I really like and they're very crisp. I'm a big fan. Something as simple as fonts can just make things just look so much better. So I'm a big fan of the new fonts for everybody's names and the title. I'm very little, that's my little geek out about my fonts for today. So we're back with Princess of the Apocalypse. So we talked about it a little bit before you got here, Brittany, so I'll just get this out of the way up front. We're not sure what's going to happen in 2 weeks. Next week Monday is Christmas Day, so the Horde of the Dragon Queen game is not happening. That's been already established. The following game is on New Year's Day. Brittany, I know you're out of the area, so you're not going to be around to play. We don't have Davis at the moment. He may show up soonish, hopefully.
Oh.
Yes.
Side note, if you guys decide to play on the 1st, we're coming home that day from a camping trip, so I might be able to play. Like, if y'all decide, I'll just make sure that we leave the forest early.
Well,
and
it's
time.
We'll talk about it, because we'll figure out what we want to do as we get a little closer to it, because if other people have things that they want to do, then maybe we'll just try and we'll still maybe do something, but maybe it won't be this game. Maybe it'll be a one-shot or whatever, and if we can grab people from other things, we'll just put something out. Whether or not it's for the Prince of the Apocalypse remains to be seen. So, okay, so that is that piece. Let's see. Tomorrow night is Tomb of Annihilation. They're getting closer. They almost died last time when 2 of them took on 48 enemies and managed to survive. They were in a room and they made, didn't check for traps. Did everything else perfect. We're like, well, let's just open this sarcophagus.
No!
Yep.
No!
Yep. I won't go into the specifics in case anybody gets to play it, but essentially, they did there was a warning, and they did everything up until that point, and then they're like, and then they got attacked by 48 people.
They didn't check for traps in the Tomb
of Annihilation.
In
a tomb within the tomb, opening a sarcophagus.
That's the smartest idea I've ever heard in my life.
Right on.
Yes. So, but they managed somehow. It was hairy at the end there. To the point where I've gotten, here's our backup characters for next week, because we're one roll away from just screwing it up. But, anyway, so that's going to be tomorrow, and that's with our new tri-camera setup that now works via the new PC, so that is very cool. So that will be happening tomorrow. Wednesday, finally, It Builds character is back. I'll be building Shrek. Everybody really wants that. Shrek from the titular movie, Shrek. I will be building him on Wednesday because I'm not going to be on Adventure Maiden's stream like I was for the past 2 weeks, because the arc that was going on currently has come to an end, which was a blast to play in. And the 1 episode is already out, and I believe Brittany Celeste didn't put out the episode from last week yet, correct?
No, she's probably editing at this very moment.
Okay. If she was in the chat, I would just have her tell you. But the episode from last week, which was also crazy, should be coming out soon. That'll be episode 30. So I'm on episodes 29 and 30 if you guys want to give that a watch or a listen.
Yeah, Larenthir is rad as shit. I definitely...
Yeah, dude.
I'm quite certain you're going to be back. But
listen,
since I don't know, I've got both my fingers crossed.
I have a big old stack of, I was like, so Celeste, can I get like some confirmation because I have like a 5-page backstory that didn't play out on the stream that I want to just you to have in case it ever comes up. But
that's cool.
You know,
well, who knows? We might do one shots and have you like. If I run a one shot,
he's already got another sleeve for his other arm now, so he's got to come off and display that.
You've got a unicorn sleeve, and
this one is it's glowing 2 crossed glowing green short swords with a lot of swirly blue effects as if a running quickling.
Oh, that's cool.
So that'll make sense if you watch episode 30. Anyway, that's it for stuff here on this channel. I'll get to these guys' stuff at the end. Actually, you know what? Why don't we just do that now in case it gives Davis a little time to get here, assuming he doesn't fall asleep before the stream. And I only say that because we all saw what happened last time, and
because he fell asleep on the stream.
So I kind of did a little bit of the intro there, and Brittany's eating, so I'm going to jump to Bucky. What about you? What do you guys got going on?
What do we have going on? We just today released our last episode of our Podcast of Annihilation adventure that we did with D&D, with Wizards of the Coast. We put out our last episode called Hackenstone's Gambit. Just came out today, so if you want to go over to our Taking Initiative iTunes page, it's out. You can go listen to it. It was a lot of fun. We got to play with some guests, cross-stream guests. We got to play with Sage from Adventure Maidens, and Adam and Joel from D&D is for Nerds, which was awesome. And yeah, that's it on what's going on my end.
Tweet.
What about you, Chelsea? You were just saying all this crazy stuff that's been going on with you. What do you got?
Okay, so North by Northwest just released our first soundtrack. We have an artist that does all original music, so there's an 18-track soundtrack to the first volume of our rock and roll D&D world that you can download and use at your own tables, which is pretty cool. So we're over on Bandcamp. We released that on Friday. Wednesday closes out all of Volume 1 with the final holiday episode I got to DM, which is pretty chill. So that's coming out on Wednesday. All of Volume 1 with the final. Yeah, and then and then in the new year, I've been asked by Encounter Roleplay to start DMing for them for their Thursday viewer game. So I'm in the middle of prepping a pretty bizarre and chaotic set of a world for people to play in.
Very cool.
That's what I'm busy doing.
Yeah. Great. And then, like, Brett, I pretty much kind of gave the whole intro stuff for you, but anything you want to... I don't know what you guys have got going on if you're playing at all. I know you're not playing, but are you guys doing after hours or any of that between now and...
Celeste and I will be doing after hours. As of right now, I texted Celeste earlier checking it just to check in, see how she's doing. But as of right now, we're supposed to be doing after hours on Wednesday at 7:30 PST. And then did you mention this last episode 30 was the close of Saya's story arc.
Yes.
So we've got more going on, and that was an episode. It was really fun.
Oh yes.
And I don't think we have anything else. We're just gonna have I don't even know what our schedule is right now. But, well, just check the website. That's always there. Or tweet at us.
Yeah. Yes.
And I guess I'll throw this up here for mine here because we have. I'll tell you guys this. I'll throw up because this is my channel and I can do that. But we have a Discord server. I have a Discord server. I'm sure pretty much everybody here probably has one. But I will tell you that the Venture Maidens one has really picked up. They have a lot of stuff because I'm a part of that. I should get into everybody else's Discords as well so I can just monitor all of the things. But I just know because I forgot I haven't yet to go in and like turn off notifications so my phone blows up every time people go on like a whole run of stuff. So, but if you're not familiar with Discord, what are you doing?
Right, come join
you're
us.
playing I mean, nobody uses Skype anymore, gamers from early 2000s. Because at least for audio, because Discord allows you to have channels and things, and pretty much everybody you will see or most streamers that you will follow have those, and it's a cool way to keep connected with both the content creators and like-minded people. So you should check that out. And sometimes, like on our channel when after the end of each of the other Monday game, one of the characters writes letters to her sister, and we post those first in the Discord before they go live on the website, so you can see them early if you're part of our Discord. So anyway, that's that. I think that pretty much does it for where we're at now. Let's talk about what happened last time. Dance parties. That's what happened last time.
Yeah, we danced and we partied.
That's about it. I mean, that was the majority. That was most of the session. Was
Yeah, but we got the town on our side. But I have notes. We did more things than dance. Nowhere on these notes does it say dance. I don't think. I don't
Why
think.
do your notes not?
I was gonna say, why are your notes a liar? Like, but yes,
there was a thing with a statue, and it's like helmet, right?
The Watchful Night.
That was the Watchful
The
Night.
Watchful Night.
The place we went to where we actually got everybody dancing, there was once a helmed horror outside, but
Right.
it mysteriously vanished along
Gotcha.
with the barkeep.
Right.
Correct.
We had to go talk to the town master. Did we do that? We did.
yes.
Did we talk
did.
to him? Yeah, we did. That was the
Yes.
last thing
Harold Pondon.
we did. Bonded, yeah. And then Lady
What a
Stormbanner.
name.
Did we meet
Yes.
her
No,
too?
You
No.
are going to meet her tonight because you guys all got your
That's
horses,
right.
which was
Oh,
a big
you-
thing.
I wrote this in all caps, so I think it's important. There were apparently 30 bugbears.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
There was like tracks, and there was a battle, and a lot of Mirabar soldiers had fallen.
correct. Yes.
And we got some goddamn horses.
Yes.
Oh,
We
God.
did get a horse.
We
We got
did
a
get
horse.
Everybody
Horses.
got horses. Yes, you had come across a site of a battle where you had
Right.
seen fallen Mirabaran soldiers, as you stated. You also found like a mass grave with several bugbears in it, but the tracks that you saw leading away seemed to be of 30 plus bugbears and other humanoids.
Also, monk. I wrote monk with gold mask, stalking bird people. Left before bird people.
I love it.
And then we found a monk with
Yes.
a gold map.
We did.
in that
We
same
did.
site. Yes.
Yeah.
And he was alive, right?
No.
No, they were very
No,
good.
he was dead.
He
did.
was-
He did.
Someone took the mask, though. I think it was.
I think Igni has the mask.
Yeah.
I
And
do.
And it was proven that it is not a gold mask. It is a
Right.
tin mask that was gilded, or so that it
To
looks
look
gold,
such.
but it is not. Is worthless as
Right.
far as gold pieces would go. So you guys left then from where you had found this. This was a couple hours south of Belliard along the Desserin Road, and then you continued past that. Did I not? I didn't do this.
We have that. Yep. To a little. I have a note that says Truck Stop Town. Truck Stop Town.
Yes, I did not put on the chat, I don't think. Because I'm a dummy. I forgot to put that on there. Hang on one sec, guys. It's going to get wonky for like 2 seconds. And then I'm just
Bring it
you're
on,
not going to
bring it
see
on.
anybody on the screen real quick as I grab the chat and I copy it. And then we move back over here. And then I paste it. There we go. Chat window. Done. Cool. So that yes, so you guys basically had rolled into Summit Hall
Right.
at the end of last game, which is where we're going to pick up this time. So yes, so Summit Hall is a small stronghold on a hilltop in the southern region of the Sumber Hills. It is a stone hall surrounded by a 15-foot wall with a wooden gate. So this is like your traditional medieval fortress, and it's got the thick, sturdy logs that have been carved to a point, kind of picketed all around the outside of this place to make a perimeter. And then as you guys are kind of riding in, the gates are open because it's not like the evening, so it's relatively early, mid-afternoon-ish as you guys roll in. And inside you can see there are stables, there is a large tower, barracks, a bunch of storage buildings, and then the banner that is waving in the wind is an emblem of a crossed torch and a sword. An emblem that you guys are familiar with as probably somewhere on some iconography. Lilith has this as this is the symbol of the Knights of Samlar, which is the order in which she belongs. So, with that, we'll roll into this. You guys ride in. What would you like to do?
Well, Lilith is excited as hail. 'Cause she is now in her element.
Yes.
Is it a busy town?
It is not super. People are busy. It is not. There's not like a ton of people. At quick glance, you can see there's at least probably maybe 50 or so folks here. Without that you can kind of see like out and about, and in training yards and things, you can see that this is primarily this is a military or at least some sort of knightly. Both home, but also training facility, amongst other things. So yeah, you can see. Let's see. Yeah.
Nobody stops us as we try to enter. It's just relative. It's like open, so I keep trading.
As you guys see, as you come in, you can see that there is people up on the tower.
Okay.
You can see that there's also up on the inside of the wall. There are ramps along the kind of palisade so that people could. You probably didn't see them coming in because they were up 15 feet, and in between the pickets you see that there were people up there kind of looking down. But they seemingly, for whatever reason, don't take you as hostile and just let you guys ride right in. So.
I take the lead. I'm assuming our horses are riding together. And so I kind of flick the reins so that my...
There's that shadow.
Oh,
yay!
There he is.
Oh, I got it there.
Yeah, and we gotta get you in Discord. But, chat's gonna look video's gonna look a little wonky till I get everything all reworked here for a sec, guys. But, yes, you guys are all riding together.
Okay.
So, yeah, I flick the reins and kind of get... my horse's name is Sean. And,
Okay.
and so I'm like, yaw it and get to the front and then trot up to where... I'm assuming, I've heard of Summit Hall, so I tie it up and then look around to see if I can find somebody who would lead us inside or maybe greet us, right?
Sure. Okay. Yeah, you can. You kind of do a quick surveil of the scenario, and you see all the people similarly dressed, and you know what the different kind of ranking pins and medals and all that good stuff, what that will look like. So you are able to basically find your way to someone who will basically take you to, because it's not a huge place, to take you to Lady Stormbanner.
Okay.
Who you know, obviously, to be the kind of leader of this.
And make sure that my greeting is super fit. Whenever you're on base and there's a proper salute and exchange, right?
Hello.
That all happens.
What's going on, good sir? Now that we've got, and we can hear you and you can hear us, right?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
This is amazing.
Can.
Okay.
A beautiful-
Great.
Woohoo!
Do I sound okay?
Well, other than the mouthful of food.
Mouthful of food? What are you talking about?
Yeah. So let me just
Food.
adjust us here so that we're actually in frame because everybody's all wonky now.
My name is Vanan.
Yes. And basically you didn't miss much of anything.
Oh.
We
Yep.
rolled into town and did a lot of promotional stuff for everybody's. So man, this is just my shoulder everywhere as far as what's on screen here. So let's see here. Get you Bucky in frame.
Look at it go.
Yeah, this is the wondrous doing this.
The many
On
the many
live.
trials of Ted.
Hey, I can
Yeah,
see
yeah.
my
Up top.
Yay.
Yeah. So Davis, are you like all caught up? Do you know where we were at? Because I know like you missed part of it last time. So.
Did we just get to Blair?
Oh no, you slept through that. We tied you to your horse.
Yeah, you're currently tied to
So because we knew you'd want to come along.
Tied me to my horse.
Yeah, we
You
tied
had
you
a
to
very
your horse
drunk-
while you were sleeping.
I
What about
was
you with this?
much to drink last night and
Yep.
didn't want to wake up, so we tied you to your horse.
I mean, and you've also been having those nightmares, right? You touched that skull
Mhm.
way back when. You've
Yeah.
been
Oh.
sleeping well.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
nightmares stopped, didn't they?
No,
So what?
they have still, as in the time that you've been here, those nightmares have still been going.
Yo, that sucks.
Yes. It has been, fun.
Do you,
trying to get to sleep.
Flail around in your how do these nightmares look to all of us who's keeping watch? I'm really curious.
Do I talk in my sleep? Am I like, yo?
Well, on the nights that I
Get
keep
away from me,
watch,
go.
you scream very shrilly.
What?
You don't move. You're like still, but you're just like ah! While you're sleeping.
Like a screaming goat?
Yeah. But like your arms don't and your legs don't move. It's just like coming out of your
Paralyzed
mouth.
screaming.
Yeah, Igni, what do you see whenever when Vanan is
When
sleeping?
I take watch and I watch Vanan sleep, like you do.
Like you do, sure, yeah.
He actually dances in his sleep.
I do not
For
dance.
me, he dances in his sleep. It's just like just a little wiggle every once in a while, but it looks very pained, like he's in suffering. Not the best kind of dancing.
You're
Dang.
pained.
You're pained.
Oh man, we
because we
do
love you,
know
Vanan.
that he
We
is,
watch because we love you.
He is quite the dancer, as we learned.
That's
last time.
true.
Yeah, you taught Lilith how to tango.
Yes. you are.
Yes.
She did. She was like, "Okay, it feels right."
It feels like the right decision. All right.
Basically,
Something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Never did my level up last session, so I just wanted to. All I did was take acrobat as a feat. That's
Gotcha.
it.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, okay.
It was pretty simple.
That's fine. Then, basically, the party has made their way to Summit Hall. Everybody has horses now. So that is that. Lilith, as you are taking the lead, as you are the most familiar with all of this, you have made your way to, you and your party are escorted by someone in the Knights of Samalar to, Lady Stormbanner, who is kind of in one of the more proper buildings, and basically you walk down a couple hallways to a big door at the end of the hallway, and she is they open the door. The person escorting you there will leave you, and then head away. And you guys are in front of the door. Did you prep or tell your party members anything about what's going on so that they know who she is or what's going on? Or are you just I've got this?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
of course, yeah, definitely. Because this is a much higher ranking paladin, and that chain of command is really important. You want to make a really good impression on your superior officers, so you can get a promotion. So I let you guys all know, all right, I gotta make a good impression, guys. I've been trying to get a promotion for 2 years. So if you don't mind, can I'm gonna address her X, Y, and Z ways, just like Lady Stormbanner. I'm like, can you same follow suit, right? She's cool.
Igni nods and says, "I say nothing. Just
Okay.
follow you."
So you've let given the the
Fill
talk
in.
to your party,
Just
the talk that she is the head of my order,
Don't fuck up.
Yeah, don't be jerks. So, at which point you will hear, before you actually go to knock on the door, you'll just hear a, "Come in."
We enter.
Yeah, do we go in?
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So you
I'm
guys,
just
do, I do.
following Lilith's
I'm like,
lead.
do we?
yeah, so you guys walk into the room, and you see behind the desk there's a big mahogany desk, and even though she's inside in her own desk, in her own quarters, she is still in seemingly extensively polished, but at the same time, there is battle-worn scars and dents and cuts in this plate mail that she's wearing. You see an older woman in her 60s. She seems like she's obviously seen she's been around for a while. She's seen the torment and the things that happen with war, as well as training and long, hard shifts and things like that. But at the same time, even though she is old and seemingly worn, she seems like there's still an aura of strength about her. Like, this is not a woman you would want to piss off.
She makes me think of like a grizzled Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah. Basically, like
It's a
if
good
Sigourney Weaver became like the drill sergeant in like Full Metal Jacket, like if you could put those together, like that is what she's like.
Okay.
So
So
she's
the amalgamation of George Emily and
and Rip.
and Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah, basically,
Okay.
yeah,
Cool.
that is what you're looking.
Tight.
Terrifying.
So you guys walk in, and she's standing behind her desk, and she looks to you, Lilith, and you said you're doing like salute, like this is all like, the
proper,
full, sure.
almost like parade status, like like formality.
Sure, and she will, like she'll take her mailed and gauntleted fist and kind of just like across the chest, and then just be like, at ease, Paladin.
Tight.
So
I
we're
do,
standing
and
before
Yeah,
her, right?
and she'll see all of you guys and just kind of, even though she acknowledges the presence of all of you, it seems like her direction is going mostly to Lilith.
I dropped to my knee.
Okay. Oh wow. All right. And she's like,
wow.
she's like,
I look at you and I'm like she's.
He's like,
she's not royalty.
She's
and
like,
then I look up like.
She's like, it's fine. Stand up. Come on. And she
Okay.
and she will say,
Don't know how to handle myself in front of officials.
she's just like, it's and she goes, Cadet. I'm sorry, they're all Cadet. Paladin. Is that Lilith? Helda? That's right? My mind's not what it used to be, but I usually have a good idea for names. Am I right on that?
Yes, there.
And she says, so, well, I know you're not here on official business for the order, at least from here. I know you've been stationed in Waterdeep. What brings you and your associates to Summit Hall? I mean, we're pleased to have you here, but what brings you here?
Well, Lady Stormbanner, first and foremost, we're seeking shelter. We're kind of on a lengthy journey, and more questions come up as we continue forward. My initial, what would that be called? Assignment. There we go. My initial assignment was to locate a young noble lady, Salva Belladanta, and that got reflowed into a. Why am I spacing on my words? Escorting this wizard, Ozzy. This is Ozzy, and
Hello.
She'll nod.
That's Ozzy.
and as you know, on assignments, it's very common to encounter companions that end up being great comrades. This is Igni and Vanan, my companions, and they have been aiding me on our journey along the way. And so I go into the explanation of like what we've encountered.
Okay. What specifically, just so I know?
The bird people, right? The feather spire tower.
Yep.
And the weirdness there, the weird rock people that we've encountered, and we're kind of like wondering what the dead bodies and the many the dead Mirabarian. So we're just like, honestly, I came, and she gets to the point where she's like, I came here because I heard that one of the Knights of Tyr had fallen, and I wanted to investigate that. Perhaps you could give us information on whether or not that's all somehow coordinated or tied, or not at all.
And she'll look at you, and she, as you mention all of this, she kind of gets like a grave look on her face at the conversation of the fallen Knight of Tyr, or Paladin of Tyr, and Knight of Samblar, and she says, "Well, that is unfortunate. It's She goes, I heard of this delegation coming from Mirabar. They never made it here. They were supposed to stop by on their way, and they never arrived. So wherever our fallen brother is, well, I don't know where. And she will tell you that his name is Gnarl. It's Narl. Is the name of the paladin who fell. I don't know why or how, but he seems that's where all reports seem, so maybe that will help. She'll go on to say, there's been a lot of talk and rumors of strange occurrences in the valley. Earthquakes and whipping wind and floods and things. So far, it seems to all be rumors, but they become more and more frequent. So it makes me wonder if there isn't some truth behind these. And she says this grave of Mirabar soldiers and these, he said, bugbears and things. That is troubling. That's no small force that's moving. And you said they went towards the river?
I turn and look at you guys like, yeah, right? That's where we saw, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And she says, well, the river connects large parts of the valley to one another, so that doesn't unfortunately give us too much to go on. Did you tell her about the mask? Too, that you everything. You basically said you told her everything, right?
Yeah, and all of the details that we've discussed.
Igni can present. Yeah, and Igni presents the mask as Lilith, kind of talks about it and hands it over.
Yeah, when you talk about it, as you start digging it out of your pack, she goes, gold, sort of like a gargoyle, and then she's, oh yeah, let me, and you hand it over to her, and she looks at it, and she kind of, examines it a little bit. She goes, these masks are worn by the monks of the Sacred Stone Order. I don't know what they're involved in any of this. But I don't think that these are the traditional masks worn by the monks, but I don't think that this is their doing. She says, if you think that this is going to help you on whatever it is you're looking for, I can give you a map that will take you to that monastery. It's not too far from here. I know that there's been talks and rumblings of new management, something going on over at the monastery. I can give you directions there if you want to check that out at all. And she'll go over and she'll sort through pull open some drawers and through some scroll cases, and she'll pull out a small map that basically matches very similar to the map you guys have of the Desserin Valley, just with X marks the spot essentially for the Sacred Stone Monastery. And she will hand that over to you, Lilith.
Okay. As I take it, or while she's looking for the map, I kind of look to you guys, and I hope in the split second that she's grabbing the map, I can maybe say this and be like, guys, do you think we should discuss what we want to do, and then I'll let her know what, we might be able to get some aid in what we're doing. But I think she's going to want to know what we're doing and what she's committing forces to before we do that.
If there's one thing Vanan knows, it's that he's a follower. So he's going to follow follow you.
Well, if you want, there's a couple of questions that you could possibly ask that I would ask of her if you want to talk to her for me. I take out the map of the dwarven temple that I have on me, and I hand it over to Lilith, and I say, perhaps maybe she knows something about this.
Lilith is like kind of insecure talking. She's like, you ask her. I'm really nervous.
I'll walk up to her then and say, pardon me, lady, but would you happen to know anything about this location, which is somewhere in the Desserin Valley? I'm not quite sure where.
And she will she'll stop what she's doing, and she'll take a look at your map, and look through it a little bit, and she'll say, well, I think, and I could be wrong because I've never really been there, but I believe this map is the Sacred Stone Monastery. Like, the interior.
Oh.
I believe that this is that. I don't know. I've never been there. But from what I've heard, I believe this to be that map.
And where did we get that map?
I had it from before the game. Before we started, before we chatted together.
I was like, where did that come from?
Yes,
okay, cool.
That is his carefully crafted character story hook.
Yes.
I see. Okay.
Well,
I have a question.
Yes.
Are you telling me that these monks, this that we got masked from, was posing as monk, was not real monk?
She says, I can't know that for certain, but they were a monastery. They weren't necessarily bad people. And if you're saying they're finding up, being sketchy, following people, turning up where mass graves are found and bugbears and weird skyriding people, that doesn't sound like their traditional MO. And if you have this map from back in the day when you say it was a dwarven place, none of this makes sense. So I feel like someone is squatting in somebody else's home. Just based on what you've told me here.
An infiltrator.
Why would they want to pose as these monks? Can I roll something either insight or history based that would inform that information? Like why this order of monks, like, do they hold a certain amount of power, maybe is a better question, or like...
That's what I'm assuming.
Go ahead. Make me a history check. Sure, we'll see.
They're like your friendly neighborhood monk monastery.
A 17.
Ted, that accent is glorious, by the way.
Thank you. I'm glad you appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
My 4 or 5 packs a day. Usually it's reserved for a bartender, but I feel like it fit well for her. Basically what you're able to know is that this was, and it was a monastery, for a long, long time. And for whatever reason, for the longest time, no monsters or anything dangerous settled nearby. It was like sort of very safe. But it had, in the past, it was, it didn't have a name, but it was some sort of keep. Which probably ties close to what you would think that Ozzy's thing had to do. But it has been recently reborn as this Sacred Stone Monastery. And the monks that live there are very reclusive. And supposedly spend most of their time in meditation and things like that, so not very many people see them. So their whole order is quite mysterious. So upon thinking about it, this could be their whole MO. No one really knows because no one really sees them.
Right.
And they're staying in a place that used to keep monsters at bay for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, and you also, in thinking more about this with your history check, not a lot of people are really even that familiar with it. You guys weren't familiar really too much with who they were, but Lady Stormbanner bringing up Sacred Stone Monastery, Igni, in your travels just sort of clicks as something you heard in passing. But for the most part, no one has really heard of them. They're relatively recent, and they're secretive, so no one really knows too much.
Okay.
Well, I at this point have taken the map
Mm-hmm.
to the dwarven place. It's a dwarven place, right? The where the monastery is.
Mm-hmm. And
It used to be a dwarven keep, and then they transformed it
into the monastery.
Yeah, basically what you're able to see, Ozzy and slash Bucky, it seems to be an underground level. You don't know how, it's basically, you have the map of essentially just the rough outline of rooms and things, and like staircases, but from the looks of the map, the staircases do, there's a couple, there's staircases that seem to go up, but you only have that floor, so you theoretically don't have the upper floors. You have
Gotcha.
floor.
Okay, cool.
Okay. That's cool. I salute to Lady Stormbanner, and I ask her very officially, like, is that everything you need? Would it be okay if we gave you our answer as to where we're going in the morning?
And she will look at you, and you see, like, because she's watched you sort of stumble over your words a little bit, like get nervous to ask her questions, and like ever so slightly there is just like the tiniest hint of a smile on her face, like addressing you. And she's like, she says that would be fine. She says, you're not on a mission for me. You're on a mission from our brothers in Waterdeep, and that's fine. You obviously can stay here, spend the night, reprovision with what you need, take supplies. That's fine. For you and your friends. I appreciate you keeping me in the know, although you didn't have to. I do appreciate you stopping by. She says, our friends at the Order of the Gauntlet are very curious as well as to what's going on here in the valley. They, amongst others, are trying to figure out what is happening. So, all I would ask is that whatever you end up finding out with all of this, if you find yourself back this way, stop in and let me know. If not, if you find the opportunity to send a message in some form or another and let me know, that way I can let our allies know. And if everybody's in the know, that's just better for us. And she says, obviously, you have made your way to where you are in the Order because you're not an idiot. You know what you're doing. And people respect you for who you are. You don't make it to the rank of Paladin. You'd be in, like, you saw as you were walking in, like, the kind of green cadets that aren't even in armor, that are just training with, like, quarterstaffs on your way in. She says you'd be still out there training with those guys. So, I appreciate all that you're doing, and like I said, you're on a mission, and I recognize that things take priority as things come along. This is obviously nothing small, and if you are able to bring our fallen brother home, that would just, so that he could be buried with the rest of the Order and properly interred, that would mean a great deal to me. And you actually see, as she's doing this, she seems that her voice gets like ever so slightly choked up, and like, even though she's got like this stone weathered face, like as she's talking about like a fallen brother, and like there's like a slight tear just down.
Can I roll an insight check?
Absolutely.
I'm curious if this is like somebody she really cares, like maybe her son.
Sure, go ahead and make an insight check.
Where the heck is that? That's a 10.
You just get the feeling from an insight check that she is just a grizzled war, potentially, she's a veteran of war and of training and of the military. And when you get to kind of be her age, and she's a human, so she's 60, so she's been through probably similar to the situation that getting in in a teenage age and seeing through this, losing comrades and things, and you just looking back on this, this, becomes a family, and everyone that comes through and everyone that you train becomes your family. And if you can bring one of them home,
Yeah, that's like really.
Dude.
Yeah.
Her family is dead.
So I like do what Ozzy did earlier, and she doesn't even realize that she's doing this because she's like overcome with wanting to help. So she like gets on one knee and then like puts her head down and is like, "This will be a part of our mission. I will not let you down." And then I stand up again, like super officially and stiffly, and like.
And as you do, she'll move from behind the desk, and she'll like Beastmaster, arm grasp you.
Yes.
And she'll kind of look you in the eye with those steely, gray, almost hawk-like eyes that she has, and she'll say, "I appreciate it. It's." And she goes, "I will tell you that, in my experience, not everything is as it seems on the surface, and sometimes you'll find that you can find the most unlikely of allies in the most unlikely of places. So while you should stay vigilant and stay true to your oath and your tenets, and Tatia himself following in the path of righteousness and justice, be open, but be wise about it, because you never know. People don't make it to where I am and to where you are by being closed off and following blindly. You need to make sure that you have a touch." And she kind of like looks to the rest of your party, and it seems that you do, get to know people, get that understanding of what the people are like, and then you can better serve them and everyone around you. And then she says, "Again, take what you need, rest here, restock, reprovision, and good luck, and I hope to hear from you again soon." And she'll clasp you on the shoulder with the other hand, still holding your arm, and then it kind of just gives you like just a nod, and then says, and then kind of like moves back and goes and sits with like sort of back facing you, sits down in her chair behind her desk.
I do the heel turn, the cadet heel turn.
Yeah, there you go. Very
I
nice.
turn around and like walk crisply out of the room. Assuming you guys are following.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely.
Doesn't look back. She
Ben's
just
gonna whisper to
doesn't.
Ozzy like, are we supposed to follow her?
Yes, I do believe you're supposed to follow her now.
Are we supposed to bow too? I don't know.
Let's just go. Let's just go.
And then you guys leave and you make your way back out to the main kind of area of Summit Hall. And again, now that you're kind of and Lilith, as you get out, there's sort of that just like.
You guys, like when you get like a date's number and shit, and you like compose yourself and leave like cutely, and then as soon as the door closes, you're like, "Oh my god! I just met Lady Stormbanner. Oh my god, thank you guys. Was I cool? Like, did I sound like an idiot?"
You sounded super cool to me.
Yeah, I think you did fine. I think you did great.
Yeah, that's it from Lilith.
All right. So, you guys can obviously. There's not a whole lot of things to see here. It is a military kind of barracks encampment, but you can observe that there is training exercises, and the folks here, they are fairly self-sufficient. They grow all of the food. It's part of the training as well to learn to. There's that whole sort of Mr. Miyagi style, like we can grow these. You can learn how to take care of the land and grow these things, and that's just part of the early on training is to the discipline of being able to grow the food. Like, and if you screw up the food for everybody. So it's sort of a like a team building as well as discipline building. But yeah, you guys are basically able to spend the night here at Summit Hall. You are able to get a relatively decent meal, relatively comfortable. They're cots, right? It's a barracks, and then you're able to resupply with like rations and foodstuffs for the road before you set out. They don't really have a ton of. There's no like special provisions that they can provide, like no healing potions or scrolls or anything. but like Vanan, if you wanted to grab like a quiver of arrows, or if Lilith wanted to grab some javelins or things like that, they have like martial type gear basically.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think, like, while we spend our time here, while we eat,
Yeah.
do you guys want to use our eating time to figure out, like, okay, what's our next step? And then after that, Lilith is going to want to go to the training grounds and, like, spend her time looking, you've got, like, if you got time to lean, you got time to clean, but, like, train.
Sure.
Or do something, right? Like,
Yeah.
like, she doesn't want to be, like, lazy, especially at, like, the Order of Tyr and Samovar, so...
Vanan volunteers to train with you.
Word. But we got to talk about what we want to do. Or do you guys want to do
That's
that
true.
later?
Yeah, you guys can obviously the ultimate end goal is that you guys are able to set out with provisions, but what you want to have happen during this time, that's fully on you guys. You guys want to talk it out, role play, whatever, you guys go for it. I'll be here.
yeah. Thanks. Yeah, no, we should chat over food. I'm game for that.
Let's go to the mess hall.
Yeah,
Well, I'm
is
just
there a
gonna
mess
open
hall,
up
or
the
is it more
map.
of like slopping out from a pot outside or something?
No, there is, I mean, while it is training-based stuff, there is like a traditional mess hall, so yeah.
I'm just opening up our map so we could get an idea of where we were gonna go.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't there somewhere where we said that we wanted to go? We were going through Summit Hall to get to somewhere, right?
Yes, I have these notes, I bet. No, I don't. Yeah, so this is just like a small, we were headed to this small town to get the information, and then we had talked about there is the tower that we need to potentially revisit because we got information about the girl Lilith was actually looking for originally being there.
I think,
Oh,
if I
yes,
recall, you were going
what's her
through
name?
Summit Hall down to Womford just because it's on the way.
Yes,
Right.
And then because the spire is close to Red Larch, you were just going to go back up to
Back
Red Larch.
Red Larch.
and then
Right,
jump
right,
from
right.
there.
Why were we going to Womford?
Just because it's
Because
on
it
the
was,
road.
yeah.
Oh.
Because we had to go
It was
through
like a
there to
stop
get to
through
the spire.
point.
So we were
Because-
we were coming this way anyway because you wanted to stop here, and we were going to the spire. So the fastest way would be to go down through Womford and then back up through Red Larch to the spire again.
Otherwise,
I
you had to
see.
turn around and go back and go across your favorite bridge.
Yeah.
No.
So,
Weren't we... Where's the keep that we're... Like, I thought was our original plan, right? Like, was going to that dwarven keep.
Well, we didn't know where it was. We wanted to find it, but we didn't.
I have
We
the
didn't know
map,
what
but I
it
didn't
was.
know-
Now we
Yeah,
have an
he has-
association that it's underneath this monastery potentially. So we actually have a location. Yeah. So
And
yeah.
what's-
So Iggy sits down. What are we having for dinner, Ted?
all right. It is because it is. I don't think did we establish what time of year it was? Did I ever do that? I don't remember.
No,
All right, we'll say it's like
it is ambiguously temperate.
yeah, we'll say it's like the equivalency of like September.
Okay.
Your
Pleasant.
September.
Yes, my September. Yes. New York, New York September.
Okay.
So there's it's like potatoes. It's like a nice hearty stew, right? Because that's good. That is filling. It's stick to your inside. So it's like a nice kind of venison stew when it's got cut up potatoes and carrots and celery and onions, and they've managed to procure, because they don't really bake here, but they've managed to procure like some big like loaves of just that hearty like rip open kind of bread, so you can just sop that all up.
Yeah. Just scoop.
Yep.
Okay, well, Iggy makes a bread spoon and proceeds to. She's like shoveling it as she's kind
How
of talking
efficient.
to you guys. Yes,
That's the best
exactly.
way to eat everything. Just
And-
make.
Ozzy is slowly
Let it
eating,
rest.
staring at Igni like, what the hell?
Iggy goes, I'm a little nervous about walking into this monastery. It is very dangerous. Could be many, many gold-faced monks.
Yeah,
What if
that
we-
sounds sketchy.
What if we smack them though?
Well, we smack one, took lots of smacking. What if there be lots more than one?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Reminder: that guy did not. He was not. He did not have a mask. He did not have one of these gold masks. Just to throw that out there. And he was wearing plate armor, whereas the monk that you dug up was in monk robes.
That's right. The monk. Okay,
Yeah.
that's right.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
I don't think it's the same group of people.
Right. But it also makes me nervous that they could be hiding out as monks. They may not even be who we think they are.
I think that's why we smack them really hard.
We need a better plan than smacking.
You're right.
Smacking
Here's
is
why I
a
follow.
reaction to bad times. I'm looking for a way in and way out. And what is in the bottom of these monastery we want to go tracking into? We need more information.
Well, I think so. Having a purpose to visit one of these places seems like a necessary reason to knock on their door. And I have a purpose for wanting to visit Feathergale Spire.
Do you guys want to go there then?
How far, great DM, do tell us.
Great.
What is that in terms of our trajectory? I guess I could pull the map up.
We'd have to turn around and go the way we just came, right?
Yeah, I think
or go down to Womford.
Okay, yeah. So I'm looking at the full map right now because I have
Yeah.
the updated Wizards of the Coast one, which is
that
totally
telling-
different than the one that you have. I've painstakingly re-edited to make it the accurate one. So where you guys are in Summit Hall. You know where the spire is. That's on the map that you guys have. You can see where it is. The only way across the Desserin River, which you don't know because you haven't literally mapped out every section of the river, but where you were at the stone bridge, it was hundreds of feet to possibly miles across. So your options to get across the river were to go back to the bridge that you were reverse
right, that we ripped
across. Or down to Womford because there is a way to get across on the Cairn Road from Womford across, and then the thought process was because you could stay on the beaten path, which should be relatively quick. Now that you have horses to go on the road,
right.
You could ride back up to Red Larch and then go the Larch path into the Somber Hills a bit, and then jump off to the Feathergale Spire. I will tell you, because you have the map, Ozzy, and you can kind of look where the monastery is compared to with your other map. Do you see? I think your map should have the Vale of Dancing Waters on it, right? It's like in the middle. Basically, directly south of that, about if that's the top of the hex, the bottom of the hex, is where this monastery is. So it's smack dab in the middle of the hills, right near the river.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
So you could get to that as well from, if you went over to Feathergale Spire, you could go there and then trek through the Somber Hills to make your way to the monastery, or go back to the road, however you want to do it.
Right.
But basically the closest thing you have is probably getting to the spire and then there, or just going straight there, really. Just got to get to the other side of the river.
Yeah.
Right.
Because, again, you saw how it kind of was by the stone bridge, and one would think that based in hills, it's probably more of, canyon-like. So you could probably get down to the river pretty easy, but getting up the other side might prove a little difficult.
We don't have Skyrim horses, do we, where they could just walk straight up,
straight up the mountain, straight
90-degree incline.
You can find. There's one way to find out.
Okay. So I'm just kind of thinking through all of this. What do we need? Our puzzle's missing a piece, and I'm trying to figure out what is it information? Do we need I don't know. I say we go to Spire. Big spires always have treasure, and I am down for that.
I mean, if you want to go to the spire first, we can go there. We can handle anything that Lilith needs to take care of there. And then afterwards, since it's right around the corner, we can stop by the monastery and see what's going on there.
And you can finish your first mission, save girl.
Yeah. Maybe we can also find this fallen knight, Gnarl. That way I can, by the time we get back to Summit Hall, I can have many more answers for Lady Banner, Stormbanner.
True. Very true. I like this plan.
This is a good plan.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is why I don't come up with a plan.
Yes,
Unless I have a clear idea, I'm not going to come up with a plan either, because my plan lasted in 6 hours.
So in the morning, we shall... So in the morning, we will depart out south towards Womford, and then we will continue out towards Feathergale Spire.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Great.
Nice and well planned out. Good job, guys.
So we clap and
Hey,
say,
we didn't take an hour and a half to do that.
Yeah.
All right.
because I wasn't.
And
leading
then
the
Summit
way.
Hall is attacked. No, I'm just kidding. Summit Hall's not attacked. Just throw all those.
And a
weapons.
dragon.
And that actually probably end pretty poorly for anyone that attempted to attack, because there are you guys, a Lady Stormbanner, a minimum of 12 highly trained knights, and a minimum of 12 like greenhorns plus like staff. Probably not the place you want to assault head on.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, you guys can do as you retire for the evening, having discussed your plans. Guess you do whatever you want as you discussed. I think Lilith and Vanan said you guys wanted to go do training. You were trying to help out other folks, or just training with each other, just keeping your skills sharp. Was there an end goal, I guess?
I don't know.
Nervous
well,
energy.
sure. I mean, what would we gain by training?
Man, I don't know. You gotta tell me what you want to do.
Let's.
Listen, I've said from the.
Hey,
if I
sky's
haven't
the limit. Multiple choice would be helpful.
If I haven't said this from the beginning, and if I haven't, I apologize. It's a new thing. You guys are my guinea pigs, so. But I've always liked the idea, and it's no secret. I've said it a bunch before, that I miss the days of 3.5 being able to train in skills.
Like craft and...
You can't obviously do that. There's no way to incorporate skill points into 5e. The system just doesn't work. That being said, I am more than willing that if you guys, for what makes sense and roleplay and story-wise, you work through your work. Like, I mean, you guys are trying to teach Igni how to read, right? Like, that's a thing that you're trying to do. And Lilith is trying to teach Ozzy how to harness radiant magic for his elemental spell, like things like that. But you guys want to start working through and doing these things and making character decisions, roleplay decisions. There's entirely the possibility that I'll be like, so in the process of this, so now guess what? You guys leveled up, and at this point, now that you leveled up, Igni now has, she can read common runes, and because of doing this, also, Lilith has proficiency in performance because Vanan taught her how to dance. Like, things like that, like having that kind of stuff happen naturally over the course of the game, because I feel
That's
like
really cool.
It makes sense, and I haven't tested it out yet, but I just want to keep that in the back of your mind that like I'm trying to think about this kind of in a more dynamic sense. Things that would make sense, right? Like if you did sit and look over Ozzy's shoulder every night at his spellbook for 2 hours, eventually you might pick up a thing or two and become proficient in Arcana. Like that makes sense to me. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff.
Okay.
Actually, if you two are going to train then, I would actually like to take Igni and attempt to teach her the very basic forms of magic.
She would be super. She'd want to go fight, but that kind of like, I gotta do my homework first. I feel like that's her attitude about it. She's like, okay. She doesn't even know she has magic, so she thinks you're literally trying to teach a dog to like go grocery shopping. It's an impossibility.
Not a lot of service dogs where Igni's from.
Yeah, exactly. Jumping through hoops. But yeah, and she also would like to. I would like to load our horses up with some climbing gear.
Okay. Yeah, that is.
Oh, some Titans.
Oh, for all of us?
Yeah,
Titans
that
and
is.
rope?
That is more than they'd be more than willing to part with that. It's well within their means to have that kind of stuff. Again, like I said, they're not high magic people where you're just gonna be like, oh yes, come to the apothecary and take our stash of potions. Random people on the road.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can absolutely get pretty much most mundane based things that you would want. Yeah. You know, climbing gear, spikes, ropes. Any of that kind of stuff, absolutely.
I feel like that's gonna come in handy. I'm gonna go ahead. The group doesn't even have to know about it. I'm gonna load everybody's horses up with one set.
Sure, absolutely. Basically, everybody will have the equivalency of. I think there's a climber's kit. I think is a thing in the player's handbook. You guys will have the equivalency.
Cool.
Everyone has one of those now.
I think it's the Dungeoneer's kit in 5e, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, I think it's just climber's gear.
Climbing gear. You're right.
Gear.
Climbing gear.
You're
It's
right.
climbing gear.
You are right, Davis. The Dungeoneering kit has basically everything that's in it. It has the spikes, the pythons, and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But there is climbing gear.
But
so,
okay.
Cool.
I know I was like trying to think. Like,
yeah, so you guys have that stuff. And just remind me if it comes into play.
Okay.
Don't worry about that.
Oh,
Alright, so... Yeah, actually, I was going to say, at this point, we've done some good stuff, so we'll come back as the party finishes up their training / teaching magic. But let's take a little break, 5-10 minutes, bio break, go get more beers, coffee, whatever everybody's got to do.
Yes.
You guys in the chat, I'll throw up some tunage for you guys, and we will be back in a few minutes.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah. Ugh.
Removing your skin via lasers.
Well, that's a good time to come back.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm also back now.
Wow. I'm glad everybody's back.
Yay.
So,
Hello.
Just for the record, I'm curious. Wait, Ted, do you have any tattoos?
I do not.
Davis, do you have any tattoos?
No.
Bucky, you do, right?
I have 4, yeah.
Okay. Wow! That's cool. The more you know about everybody.
Who else has tattoos?
Just the two of them.
This us too.
Okay.
I got
It's
this one. Well, that.
I'm usually covered up, aren't I? I'll wear a tank top next time.
Well, for me,
I have to be shirtless, so.
For me, honestly, it just I don't know, never came across. I mean, I like a lot of. The problem is, I like a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
A lot.
That
of
just
things.
means you would have a lot of tattoos.
Believe me. Well, you know, the corporate mindset of the world has changed a lot than when I first started working. But like, a lot of the tattoos that I would want or have thought about getting over time, I'm like, some of these probably they're like where I want to get some. I'm like, this is like an almost always exposed situation. So I'm not like, unless I'm like straight up like wearing a glove, you know, like. Which is awkward, and like when I show up wearing one glove to an interview, you know.
Are you wanting a hand tattoo?
For the longest time, I wanted the Triforce on the back of my right hand because I'm a huge Zelda nerd, right?
Oh, well, I'll tell you, a lot of professional artists won't tattoo your hands unless you have sufficiently a lot more.
Well,
that's kind of
They've turned me down because that's what I wanted for my first tat, and every place I went turned me down.
Yeah, it's an integrity thing. It's not like a fuck you. Like it's a thing. Like, okay, first tattoo on your hand is a real big deal. So usually we encourage like getting more like on your arms. And actually within the tattoo community, and I'm not speaking for everybody, but a lot of tattooers won't even get their hands tattooed unless their arms are fully sleeved.
Yeah.
That's my rule.
I get it.
Wow.
And I mean, listen, there are enough things in this room alone that is mostly like, if I can get, I don't know if you'll be able to see. Like,
that room is intense.
Like everything. Like I mean, like this is just right here. This is just Amiibo, folks. So that's all of the Zelda and like Nintendo characters that I like. That's like every Amiibo ever made. This section right here is all Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle action figures. Here's like the Turtle Van, the Lair, the Technodrome is right here.
Whoa.
My chainsaw signed by Bruce Campbell because I love Evil Dead. You know, like
Amazing.
you can't see all the proton packs are around the corner for all my Ghostbusters stuff. Like, so there's too much, and then like, oh wait, D&D is also a thing that I like. So you know, a little bit. There's just too much. That's the problem. I don't have enough skin to have a tattoo of everything that I want.
So I want to show this because Lex wanted me to take my shirt off, and I respect you too much as a person to take my shirt off on camera.
Thank you.
But that's what's on my back.
Oh, damn.
Hey! Oh my god.
Damn.
It's Alduin from Skyrim over Sovereign Guard
That's sick.
fighting, and there's eventually going to be another one there somewhere.
If that means none of mine are that complicated. I want like lots of little tiny ones.
Mine, I have like patchwork is basically. I have a bunch of I have like a couple big ones, but for the most part, I have such a shit pain tolerance. I have to get like 1 point tattoos these days.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. There's all the posters.
Getting older.
Posters you can't see on the walls over here. Yeah, it's too much.
Chelsea, this is a very real thing. Redheads tend to have a higher pain tolerance.
It is a thing.
That is a real thing.
is
Every
a thing.
redhead that I've tattooed sits like a goddamn champion. Like
They
doesn't
also, they need extra
have a problem at all.
anesthesia too for surgery.
That's actually true. I woke up in the middle of a surgery one time. They didn't give me enough anesthesia.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
Yeah, I remember I woke up and I was like, I woke up in the middle of that surgery. The doctor was like, no, you didn't. We gave you plenty of extra anesthesia to knock your ass out.
Oh my god, that's
It's
like
actually
worst
true.
nightmares. Oh shit! Sorry, my heart rate just went up.
That
Like,
is
oh my god.
Well, on that note, let's go kill some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely terrifying.
Jesus.
More tattoo talk coming
Later, yeah.
Later, after hours. It'll be a large conversation at Gen Con if you find us there. So Lilith and Vanan were training. What was the plan for that?
Little like exchange of
Just
techniques, right?
Like, sure. You tell me.
So, Vanan, so we're at the training rink, and Lilith is like stretching and kind of like warming up, and she's got Gambison on, so she can move, freely. So she's like stretching and stuff, and she's like, so Vanan, what do you want to learn? I'm really fucking good with a sword.
I mean,
It's
I'm
my
alright
fort.
with a sword. You want to train me in some of your sword techniques? Mostly with a bow.
Well, I'm not too great with a bow. So I don't even think I have a bow. Actually, let me look.
You want to do a little Bowie swordy?
Yeah,
the old Bowie swordy.
Bowie swordy. So yeah, I guess I'll show you like the sword basics. So would that allow you? Are you proficient with?
Yeah, I'm already proficient with martial weapons, so short swords.
Oh, okay.
Yes. You're also proficient with bows, so as a paladin.
Am I?
Yeah, you're both proficient with all martial weapons, so.
Oh.
So it's
let's
really
think of a
just to be
special
ego
technique, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
What's your fighting style?
I chose dueling.
Dueling? Okay,
Mhm.
'cause I've got archery. I don't know, like those are pretty strong features, but like I don't know if Ted could come up with like some.
I've got some ideas.
Yeah.
So go ahead,
So,
describe.
we could like work towards those things.
Yeah,
but, like,
describe to me what you got. How this. You don't have to act. There doesn't need to be roles involved, but just paint me a picture of how this goes down. I'll take some notes, and then we'll see if something happens. Probably not today, but at some point, maybe something happens.
Well, first of all, there's a slow music montage with Journey in the background, the Wheel in the Sky specifically. And
I'm writing
And
that
so-
down because this is painting in my scene
Wheel
here
in
right now.
the sky keeps on burning. And so I'm assuming that like I'm
I'm like,
sparring with you, and I move your elbow up a little bit and like have you like lash out a little bit, and then like the final part of our sword training is that you and I like face off with each other, and I like
it's like pretty good.
yeah, like you crack one on my arm or something, and I'm just like the nod of approval and like like help you,
Yeah,
or
it's
you
like
help
go
me
back
up,
and
or
forth for a little while, and it's like, it's like, oh whoa, we're holding it. And then it's like, and then we go to the archery range, and it's like, I'm like, all right,
What's the montage song for this?
That
That was Lilith.
Man.
I mean, you got Journey to compete with, dude. Like, no pressure here.
Yeah, step up.
I just think of tight white pants when.
Mighty Mighty by Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Nice.
All right, I'll take it.
And I'm just like, all right, draw an arrow. And like you draw an arrow, and I'm like, no. I'm like, that's not good. Hold on a second. And I'm like, and it's like you're like all like cockeyed, and I'm like flatten out, I'm like draw all the way back this distance, and I'm like, all right, try shooting it now. Pew! Bullseye.
Yeah.
Tight.
All right, I like it. I've got the songs, which Earth, Wind, and Fire. How thematic for an elemental evil. I like the symbolism there. All right, so this goes down. This takes a while, but while that's happening, Ozzy and Igni are having homework time.
How do I talk about this? So basically, I'll sit her down, and we're sitting at a table somewhere, and I go, all right, so basic magic is as such, and I have my spellbook like laid out in front of me, and I use my mage hand to lift it up off of the table and open it to a page, like just like skimming through pages, and I basically go over what weave is in as simple terms as I possibly can, and how I manipulate it to be able to pull spells and cast them as actual what I would call a spell, and like going through basic forms of like what would they be, like somatic and like different movements and hand movements that you would have to go through to like be able to cast spells. And I show her a couple spells that I know, like basic cantrip things.
Okay.
All right. She's gonna get frustrated a few times, I feel like, trying to understand it, because really, I mean, even as in her current state, it's really just drown magic.
Yeah. Would I understand like what spells she innately is able to cast?
I would
Or, like,
say
I could gear her towards learning a specific thing.
Yeah, I think for them, I mean, most, I think it's pretty commonly known what most drow can do. You know, dancing lights and fairy fire.
Yeah, so I would most likely stick with the because she definitely does dancing lights. So I'd show her my light spell and try and gear her to be able to do something along the lines of that, which may manifest in the form of dancing lights for her.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I feel like it sputs and sputters for a while. You know, like she can't quite get the light to flick on. You know. I don't know. She's trying to wrap her mind around the concept that she as a race is magical, because she's denied like who she is for so long. So there's also that barrier she's got to overcome of like connection with who she innately is as well, I think. So it's a little personal for her, if you would.
Sure.
We're doing some soul searching here, figuring out who Igni is.
Go ahead, because this is a little bit different. Go ahead and make me a charisma check.
Me or him?
Yeah, you.
Oh.
He's more than adept at teaching cantrips, I'll say.
Well, that would be a 21.
Ooh.
Alright. Wow. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. So what I will say, mechanically, by the end of this grueling session of what I imagine is a lot of Igni, like just like it. Telling Ozzy that it doesn't work. Like that's
right.
I feel like
I
she's
can't
getting
do
so
it.
frustrated. She like takes a dagger and throws it, and doesn't mean to throw it at me. And I have to pull up a shield. I have to like pull up a shield and deflect it away. I'm like, all right,
sure, yeah. But eventually, in the sort of rage, anger of all of this, she will be able to maintain the light spell, but like it is more mobile on like a singular dancing light, as opposed to the 4 that the dancing light spell would normally let you cast. So, for all intents and purposes, Igni has access to a quarter of its strength of dancing light, so she can make one light ball as opposed to the 4 that she could.
Right.
But you've basically surpassed the initial hurdle of understanding to a degree of how one calls forth their internal magic.
Right.
So with practice at like this intensity over time, you will essentially be able to unlock the Dancing Lights cantrip as it is written. And I think that's probably pretty reasonable considering you're supposed to start with it and you're 4 levels in and still don't have it yet. So I think that balances out pretty well. So, okay, so that's what you have a singular ball of moving light.
I did it. I did it. She gets kind of excited. Like runs out to where you guys are. She's like, look, it's my ball, light ball.
It's my light ball.
I did it. It comes from inside. She's so proud.
Very wholesome that you're excited about it.
And let me just check on a thing about Dancing Lights real quick. So we got a little character development here. A torch-sized light, blah blah blah. So, what I will just ask you this because it is a torch-sized light, one light that sheds light, regular bright light within I think 10 feet, and dim light another 10 feet beyond it. And you can move it around on your turn up to 60 feet as a bonus action. And you can do that anywhere within 120 feet. It is concentration up to a minute. But what color is the light?
Ooh.
Oh.
Because I'm going to give you control over this. This is your internal magic. What color is the light? Because Ozzy's is a traditional light spell, so it's usually like a...
Right.
Well, I can change the color to whatever I want.
You're right. You can. You're right. Yeah. All right. That's true. I forgot about that. Yeah.
This is like a rave light. A little LED. I think it would be like green, like a nice emerald green color.
Okay. Then there is it still functions the same as a torch as far as light goes mechanically, but it is emerald green. You guys see her come running out with this bobbing ball of green, emerald green light.
Cool.
There you go. So, with 2 sufficient training montages to epic songs, and a frustration, potentially almost deadly magic training session, you guys will set out the next morning having rested and all of that good stuff. So, the plan was, if I recall, to head south to Womford because it was just a means to an end.
Correct.
To head from there back up the road to go to the spire, and then from the spire to the monastery?
Correct.
Yes.
Cool.
Sounds good to me.
So, I'm just going to make some rolls because I'm tired of the completely devoid of danger or somber hills that you guys have. And now
We've battled some stuff.
And now you guys have horses, so it's
and now we have horses, yeah.
So you're just...
they don't do that annoying thing that happens in Skyrim where, like, when a bad thing shows up, they run away.
That makes me so angry.
And then it takes forever to find them.
I mean, they certainly can.
No.
I mean, since we are horseback, we can...
The answer is you turn into a vampire and just fly wherever you gotta go.
I haven't done the Dawn Guard expansion yet.
Brilliant. I chose to stay a vampire because I like
Like
torturing people at night.
I definitely looked up the pros and cons of lycanthropy over the vampirism, and I'm sorry, like werewolves are tight as hell, but not in Skyrim. Like they're lame.
Yeah.
Dang, like that vampire, like the grip that you can do, the chokehold.
Yeah.
Like, that's tight as hell.
Yeah.
Did anyone play Oblivion?
Yes, I sure as hell
Absolutely.
did.
I played about 2,000 or so hours of Oblivion. I had one
Jesus.
character who contracted vampirism, and I just didn't pay attention to it until it got really, really bad.
Yeah, then you're burning up.
And it
like
gets really bad.
It gets
And
bad.
then-
You die instantly.
Instantly,
as soon as you
yeah.
Step outside.
The line to get the cure to vampirism is so long.
Right.
And it involves so much stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Because as soon as
Trying
that
to
quest
find-
becomes active, you cannot find garlic anywhere.
Yes, you can't find it anywhere. And it's like just trying to like buy it from a shop, and it's like you can't
Nope.
go out in the middle of the day and that's when the shops are open. So you're like breaking into houses.
Yeah.
I just remember going to every single major city in town and breaking into every apothecary. Like, I gotta find fucking garlic. Where is it?
This is probably going to be. I'm probably going to get shit for this, but I think Oblivion was a better game.
No, I thought
I
so
think it
too.
was
I
a
played
better game.
so
Really?
much more Oblivion than I played Skyrim.
Oh no, I still play Skyrim.
It was more
Skyrim,
of
me
a-
too.
Same.
I'm playing through right now actually, but I like Skyrim's gorgeous.
It's so
really
good. Really
beautiful. But the quests and the storyline for Oblivion was so much more engaging.
I will
Oh,
say
yeah.
the story was not as
no, it
it was
was
not quite
like,
as strong.
Oblivion
I love the downloadable content though.
Yeah.
Like, there's so
oh my
much
god,
cool
are you
stuff.
modded out? Are you modded out? I'm so modded out. Not
Mod.
like crazy, just visually. I love like the weather and the water mods that you can do to make it like
Yes.
even more realistic. And somebody told me that they're making it for VR.
Oh, it's already. It's coming out for VR. You should watch some of. There's a bunch of videos and stuff.
Oh,
Ted's
we
like,
talk
"Are
about-
you waiting on us?" Hopefully not.
I'm sorry.
No, I mean, I've been ready the whole time, but you guys.
Oh
so
shit!
sorry.
We're just yakking.
You
Sorry.
guys just
So
wanna
Womford.
talk
We're
about-
riding on horses, talking about video
Talking
games.
about
It's
Skyrim.
fine.
Talking about
It's
Skyrim.
fine.
That's
It's
fine.
fine.
Hello, fantasy game play characters.
Like
Yeah.
You guys
Inception.
also play a fantasy game
Yes,
within the
they just
fantasy-
can't get enough fantasy of the
Fantasy
world they're
inception.
living in. They need to lose themselves in another fantasy universe.
Yeah.
So, you guys make your way to the town of Womford. Surprisingly, yet again,
Yes.
with
Don't sound so
nothing.
disappointed.
No, everything's fine. So Womford is a tiny settlement on the banks of the Desserin River, south of the Ironford Bridge. A dilapidated dock juts out into the river, and 3 keelboats are tied there. A large mill sits on the riverbank, with several big granaries nearby and a handful of small, rundown cottages. So it's not a very big town here. You could stop and check stuff out, or just keep on pushing through. It's up to you guys.
What time of day is it?
Based on how long it would take you to get there from Summit Hall. What is this? 4, 8, 12. It could probably be the evening, just because you guys, if you rode, you could probably do that in a day, riding at a relative. Since you weren't really stopped and you moved at a pretty quick pace via horseback, so it would be the evening.
Can we break in, and if there's anyone there that tries to stop us from breaking in, we just smack them? That's Vanan's plan.
Well, you're in
he
just
can
the
say-
town right now, but
Yeah, we're not to the tower yet. I think we should come at this tower at night, yeah?
Well, my mission is to inquire about my charge. The young lady that her family has requested that I bring her back to Waterdeep, Silva Belladanta.
Why is she there
Um,
again?
I don't know. They didn't say. They just gave me. Yeah, they asked me to find her, and my leads up until we segued into Red Larch led me to that the name of that tower. So
Okay.
all I know is that she's there. I have no idea why she's
I
there.
was gonna
I
say,
know
she's
she
not
was-
being held against her will or anything, right?
No,
she's,
she left.
okay.
She's kind of from a radical family. They had, I don't know, there were a lot of radical families in Waterdeep. That's just why I could not wait to get out of there.
Right.
And so I don't know. It looks like there's an inn up ahead, right?
I was actually talking about the mill.
Oh, you wanted to break into the mill
The
Yeah.
mill?
I wanted to check out the mill, see if there's
Where's the mill?
in the town you're in right now.
in the town we're in.
I mean,
Yeah,
Not the
basically,
tower.
a large mill sits on a riverbank with several big granaries nearby and a handful of small rundown cottages. Here in the town of Womford.
Mhm. I feel like if there's anything interesting in this town, it's in the mill. And if there's anyone to talk to, they would also be probably in the only mill in the town.
Yeah.
It's like their main source of economy. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah. Is there like a tavern or an inn?
I mean, as you guys work your way through, you kind of notice that there is, let's see, there is like a tiny, like one, like, cottage that is sort of like a tavern, but the seemingly thing that doesn't seem to fit with the general aesthetic of the town is these 3 keelboats. They seem, like, out of place.
Igni looks at Vanan and goes, I pick up what you put down, but I think we should look at these boats. They seem, little out of place, yeah?
Investigation.
Yeah, can
Ooh,
we
I
go
rolled a natural
investigate?
20.
Did you? Nice!
Yes, I did.
Okay.
With that sweet
To
orange
investigate
dice.
The
Hey,
docks?
those are the best ones, these guys right here. Absolutely the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. It's a Nerd Immersion special, folks. You come out to Gen Con, PAX, you get one. Anyway, okay, so you guys were you going to sneak onto the boats, or what was the plan?
Yeah, can we investigate from a distance first?
Well, with my natural 20, I want to investigate whatever the hell you're going to give me.
Truth.
What am I going to get away with? Because if I can get away with getting on the boat and looking to see if there's, like, identifiable markings or anything that'll tell us, like, who the hell is riding these boats.
Sure, let's see. So,
getting on the boat, right, guys?
Do we need to get on boat?
Let's
to
get
investigate?
on the boat.
How about this? Does it look like there's anybody on the boat? Does it look like there's activity? That's gonna be the answer as to whether or not Igni gets on.
Are these boats or ships?
These are boats, per their definition as keel boats.
Okay.
Yep. I guess, like size-wise, are these boats or ships?
They are 30 feet long.
30
Oh,
feet?
okay.
Okay, so those are pretty
3
big.
of them. Nothing distinguishable on the outside, like symbols or flags or anything that would...
The middle 10 feet features a small deck house with a forecastle at one end and an open stern at the other. But that's about it.
Okay. There she is.
Sorry.
That's all right. Let's just switch who goes where. Let's see. That should go. You should go up here. Nope, that's wrong.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Yeah, like if we could figure out if there are people on board, because I don't want to like walk in on somebody's like poker game or something. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to like just walk in on them.
Sure. Okay. Well, yeah. I guess you would see that the 2 of the 3 boats just seem to be kind of manned. They're just like people milling about are random, like human people. No like distinguishing features.
Okay.
Can we talk to them?
You can if you want. The 3rd ship is manned by two human who seem a little bit rougher, a little tougher than the other guys on the other boat. A halfling. And let's see here. Do I have a picture of this gentleman?
You said 2 humans and a halfling?
Yes, and well, they really don't give you much of anything about this guy. Basically a blue-skinned man.
Okay.
He is he's a little bit overweight. I guess it doesn't really say, but we'll just say for all intents and purposes that you guys know what a genasi is.
Oh, okay.
So he is
I would definitely say this.
Yeah, so that is who he is. He is a plump, if you will, water genasi.
Okay.
Sorry, so 1 human, 1 water genasi, and 1 halfling, or
two
Okay.
humans,
2 humans,
Oh.
1 half.
one
2
half, one
humans,
water
1
genasi,
halfling. Yeah.
and the other 2 boats are just like 2 regular dudes, like 2 humans on each of the other boats.
okay, sorry.
That's okay.
So Ini looks at the group and goes, so we can play this 2 ways. We can all go together and hope not to cause ruckus, or I can go scout for information and come back.
I think
I'd be down to go and scout as well. I'm pretty.
I
down.
think
Uh,
I'm gonna be a bad idea to bring along, so I'm gonna hang back and be ready. Or do you want me to cause a distraction? I'm awkward.
I'm just trying to decide, like, is it worth us bothering them? Do we think that they have information, or should we just, like...
I feel like
They'll probably hide it if they do.
I feel like so these boats are pretty big, and there's lots of people, and this town is pretty nothing, and the only thing it really has is that mill. So there's got to be some significant reason these big.
So you're
boats
thinking, like,
belong.
instincts are telling you there's something we need to know.
There is something going. There's something up. Like there's no reason for these boats to be here, especially
But-
not a boat that like like the other ones have lots of people on them, and the last one has like very interesting people.
I bet you guys could get a lot more out of being incognito than direct.
Yeah.
So I think what I'll do, just to not draw attention, I'm gonna head over to that tavern and like maybe see if I can pick up some rumors.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, maybe I could overhear a conversation.
If they are being very unwilling with giving any information, you can come find me and I can make them tell us.
What if Bucky? What if Ozzy went with Lilith?
Yeah, I'll go with Lilith,
Yep.
and if you guys like are running into some trouble with them, you can let me know and I'll make them tell us everything.
We
And what
sneak.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me and Igni will go be some spoopy stuff.
Sneaky.
Yeah,
Ozzy, do you
I
have
have
any
suggestion.
Do you have any messaging? Do you have a messaging
No.
system?
I don't have
Do you have IM? You just send us a message.
fantasy.
Can I get a conference
fantasy
call,
aim.
please?
Fantasy aim.
Yeah. Oh man.
Okay.
Rip. Aim.
No,
I still have the same AOL thing.
Well, not anymore because they closed AIM forever.
Oh, they did.
Forever they close that shit
Yeah,
down.
it's done.
yeah.
It's gone forever.
Oh, I had the same username for like a long time.
Okay.
So,
Yeah,
while
sneak
she's
up on
running
the
and doing
boat.
that. Let's get you guys to give me stealth checks, Bannon and Iggy.
Stealth checks.
Yes.
Oh. A 9. Didn't do so hot.
Wow.
Out of all the rolls I've done tonight,
Yeah.
Give me
that actually counted.
That is.
that's a 12. And
Wait, before you guys go,
Oh.
I just need to give my I forgot what the modifier is. I think it's so that's a 19.
Oh,
actually.
wait a minute.
before you go,
Shit.
I want to bless you all.
Just so you
Oh.
know,
Bless us.
that is attacks and saving throws, not skills. Just so you're aware.
But they might need a saving throw. If
You're
there's
right.
any,
You
like,
are
weird.
You can do
Bless
that.
away.
So funny enough,
Yeah.
I totally forgot this. We leveled up to level 4. I get another cantrip. I take message.
All right. There you go.
Yes!
So you have message.
Text the rule book real quickly.
You forgot about that. So you have message. That's fine. Yes. You can pick 3 creatures to bless for a minute.
Yes,
Lilith.
I bless Ozzy, Igni, and Vanan, because I don't know what's gonna happen, and Lilith just remembered that she was gifted with this ability.
Oh, spells. All right. So yes, you cast bless on the 3 of them, and you guys split because it only lasts for a minute. And in your
Quickly.
hasten nature, Igni rolls a 9, and Vanan rolls a
19.
19.
Oh, you rolled a
Okay.
19. Oh,
Plus
okay.
his-
Well,
plus-
Well,
on the
natural
die.
12 plus 7.
Gotcha.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
So very big difference in those numbers because the rogue rolled a 9. Yikes. Okay, so you guys. Oh, by the way, I forgot to say this. for figuring out the location of that monastery, Ozzy has DM granted inspiration. So
Oh, snap.
So you have that for finding the location of the.
Tight.
Of where
Do
that
it,
is.
do it.
So you have that. Yeah, I'm gonna say just because. Let's make some perception checks. See how these guys do. Alright, so surprisingly, with Igni's 9, Vanan is able to be like, oh, don't step there on that creaky boat, dock forward that I can clearly see is creaky from here. And they roll like utter garbage, and a 9 beats their perceptions.
Yes!
Dang!
Awesome.
So you guys are able to get up to the boat. And you basically will be able to tell that the other 2 boats with the generic-looking people don't seem to have anything of interest, really.
Okay.
The middle boat, though, the one that has the fanciful people on it, you can also tell that in your stealthing that the holds of the other boats are crammed with ordinary, seeming like provisions, but they're all marked with a symbol. A symbol... which looks like something. This one. Cool. Yeah. Like that.
Oh, I see it. Okay. Hang
cool.
on.
So it's marked with that symbol right there.
Okay.
Different than the other symbol
Yep.
you guys saw. So they are all the boxes are marked with that symbol on them.
Can I roll to see if it rings any bell or if I can identify it in any way?
I will just save you the roll and tell you that you would not know.
Great. Okay.
That is something.
Sketch it.
Yeah.
In my brain holes.
Yes.
I sketched
so
it in my
you
brain hole.
see that, and as you look about the what's it called? The main ship, you can see that there is some other stuff here going on. He seems to have more there's a trunk, almost like a chest.
Okay.
That is in this deck that you can see from kind of peering over the side. That's not relevant to anything or reminiscent of anything in the other boats. But they are on the boats. So if you wanted to go inspect this further, you might risk. You actually get to get on the boats and potentially deal with these folks.
So I lean over and whisper to Vanan, how good are you at picking locks?
I don't think I'm proficient with lockpicking stats. I don't think I do.
I could, cause distraction.
I could cause a distraction.
You could. Mine was going to be damsel in distress, less likely to get us killed.
I was just.
You would probably dance?
Well,
Or
I was
Damn.
thinking of climbing up the masts and cutting all of their sails down, and then jumping to the next mast, and then cutting their sails down, and then jumping to the next mast, and then cutting their sails down, and then diving into the water, and then.
So yes, likely to be killed. You want to? I mean,
Wait.
yeah. You can cut sails if you want. I just try to give you easy way out.
I just don't think I can use. I don't think I can use lockpicks.
Yeah, you are not proficient at.
I'm not.
Does it look like the chest is locked? Can we see a lock on it?
I mean, it does have a keyhole. Whether it's locked or not, you can't tell from a distance.
Can't really tell.
No, I mean it's like a trunk, and you can see that there's a latch with a very there is a keyhole. The latch is shut. It could just be open, but it could also be locked. You don't know.
Do you want to go try and see if it's locked before I go off this stuff?
Well, to get in
If
there,
I- yeah, to get to
be
it.
in a
That was basically the idea as a distraction, so one of us could get to it. So I guess I have to get to the. I mean, if somebody's gonna pick it, if it is locked, I guess it'll be me. That makes sense for the thief, right? Okay. Well, go for it. Start cutting sails. Go.
Is that the plan? I love this plan.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna try and climb up the mast sneakily first.
Okay, I'll let you keep your stealth check from before. Make me just an athletics check just to see. It doesn't have to be very high because the mast is climbable. So just give me an athletics to see.
Can I use acrobatics?
I would say you're going to use acrobatics to jump from mast to mast, but to get up the first one, we're going to go with athletics.
Okay, that is a 15.
Okay, that's enough. Yeah, it takes a little while, right? Because you don't have a climb speed, so you're climbing up a pole, right? So you eventually get up, and Igni, you watch with your superior dark vision in the night him climb up to the top, and you see he's at the top of like the mast of this. These keel boats don't really have like a true crow's nest, but you're basically at where that would be.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you do, man?
I start cutting sails.
All right, there's no check for this. You watch Igni as you see the glint of steel off the moonlight as the ropes.
Dang.
They're all under tension, right? Because they're holding up, and you hear this snap and as they kind of go, and then like they kind of just start to like open almost like a flower. They start to cascade down over the ship, and then you hear like a hut, and the people are starting to like looking outside, and they see this. So Vanan, is your goal to jump to the next mast?
Yeah.
All right, Igni, what are you gonna do?
I am waiting until everybody's back is turned from the chest, and I'm guessing you said it's on like a top deck. So do I have to like climb the boat?
No. It's in the middle, like it's in the deck house.
Oh, it's actually inside the deck house.
You couldn't get to it.
Got it for them. Okay, cool. Then that's the plan. Is just to wait till everybody's back's turned, and then I'm gonna make a stealth check to the chest.
Okay. So Vanan, make an acrobatics check.
Acrobatics.
Do it. Backflip.
I rolled terribly, but my acrobatics is at +9, so it's still 14.
All right. You're not. I think that's good enough. And this is cool. I like the visual of this in my mind.
I don't know. It's cool.
You slip down a little bit as you like kind of bear hug the. You're not like carefully elvishly landing on the top. You kind of like catch it like and slide down the wood as you clamber back up and begin to cut the next set of just similar fashion as this is happening. Igni, go ahead and make me your stealth check as people are running out to see what's going on.
Oh fuck! I'm just rolling bad. I rolled bad last night too. 8. I'm shaming that dice.
Yeah, get that one out.
Shaming it. It's gone. It's off the table now.
Did she get advantage because there's a distraction going on?
Wait, do you have inspiration? Oh.
No, I don't think so. Ozzy has inspiration. Yeah, no.
Didn't we all get inspiration at some point?
I think we.
I have it marked on my page.
Oh, do we?
Yes, you all did at some point. Yeah.
So what? So I get to add one more point to that?
Just re-roll.
Re-roll it. Oh, that's better.
Girl, y'all.
Okay, that's better. That's like a 14.
Okay, that's pretty good. You are now in the deck house. You have there's the chest there. As you make your way in to the deck house, you see this trunk.
Okay.
And the table that the trunk is under. There is a large chart. And there is that symbol again drawn on this chart, and it has a mark, like an X, or actually that symbol is marking, which you can now see is a chart of the river, of the Desserin River, and is a point on the river where that symbol is made.
Okay, cool. I'd like to take that. Can I take that?
You can take that.
Okay. She'd like to, then, I don't know, she'll find somewhere to get it, put it on her person, like tuck it through a belt or something, and then I'm going to try to pick the chest lock while I'm...
Okay, go ahead and make
See if it's locked.
Make me a...
yeah, I guess, see if it's locked.
It's not locked.
Oh, well then I'd like to open it, please.
You
Can I roll to open?
Oh my god, you're about to lockpick check to make her lock the
To make her, yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah, but that would have been hilarious. Yeah, you don't know what happened, but it's locked now.
It's locked.
25. Yeah, it's locked. It's really locked.
So what's in it?
There are 5 books, tomes, ancient tomes, written in Dwarven.
Oh, I can read that.
Well, I can't. So, okay, but I can assume they look important.
Yes, they look like they also, just based on the age of these books, they might be worth money in and of themselves. Just for the books, without the knowledge inside them, just the books alone, to the right person might be worth something.
Okay. So, Igany will, how are we talking like lots of heavy books? Are they like books? Or are they like books?
Like books, like yay.
Oh, okay.
Like you could probably take the trunk if you wanted with all.
Oh, I could take the trunk. Okay.
Book or book?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could take the trunk. What's your strength, out of curiosity?
Which one of these books?
Not high,
What
which
is
is
it?
why I'm kind of. So
Booklet?
I'm gonna do it Igny's way because she's not gonna want to. She's gonna want to leave the trunk.
Gotcha.
So she's going to take some rope that she has on her and actually like stack the books and bind them. You know how you like tie your books up, kind of like a present, and then she attach them somehow and make sure they're not going to fall or anything like that. So yeah, she's going to leave the trunk as to maybe not create quite as much of a stir, and then she's going to get the fuck off the boat.
Okay, and Vanan, one last acrobatics check to make the last jump to the other mast.
Killed it. That's a 21.
Yes!
You make it, and this third, and Igny, as you emerge from this boat, you see the third set of sails cascading down. But now Vanan, now what was your plan after this, Vanan? To leap off into the water? Right?
Yeah, sure.
You tell me, what's the plan?
I think that's the best plan.
Okay.
Because there are a lot of people now very confused about falling sails, and I don't want to be the one.
Sure.
It's nighttime, right? And they're focused on the sails.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and make me a final acrobatics check for that leap into the water.
Come on, let's
tiny
kill it.
splash, tiny splash.
I got a 28.
Yeah, man. Like freaking Pocahontas at the beginning of Pocahontas.
Yeah.
Swan dive and just no.
All the colors of the wind.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Right there.
No splash
Just
whatsoever.
around the river bend.
Yep, and you are in the water and you are just kicking with fury as you're swimming away to try to come up somewhere further away. While that is happening, let's jump back to Lilith and Ozzy over in the bar while this hubbub is happening outside. So you guys make your way into this little tavern. And what was your plan while you were there? Were you
Just
looking
to
for someone specific? I forget.
No,
I think
we're
we're just
just
trying to
in there
get
to overhear and see if anything piques our interest.
Yeah.
Peaks, excuse me.
Yes.
Also, how far away would we be from?
You wouldn't be that far. If things were to go south, you would probably hear.
I mean, like, are they within like 120 feet of?
Because you just took message as your 4th level spell, then yes.
Okay, cool. I would basically be trying to like also while we're doing this and listening around, I would also be trying to keep a tie and listen out to pinging like Igny and Vanan, making sure that like they're okay and nothing crazy's happening. And then when I get outside, I realize everything crazy's happening.
Yes. So, when you guys go inside to this tavern, it is relatively calm and quiet, almost eerily so. Like, you can both make me insight checks.
Ooh, hallelujah.
10.
I rolled an 18.
Nice.
Okay, so Ozzy, just like, this is like my kind of tavern. Everybody's quietly
Hey.
out. But Lilith, you notice that it seems almost like the people here are intimidated by something, that they don't want to draw attention to themselves. They don't seem to be looking around at anything here in the bar itself, but this is a town of people that are kind of scared and are just sort of kind of meekly just in this tavern kind of going about their business. But like, there's no rowdy fun, there's no people like arms around each other, singing, drinking. It is very...
They're drinking to forget.
Yes, but it is very... the people, they seem a little skittish, too. Like, when they see you guys come in, they seem like a little on edge. That makes sense?
So, if I notice that, do I notice anybody who's not behaving this way?
No, not here in the bar.
Okay, so, I kind of just, like... Well, I wait until we grab our drink and get seated at one of the tables to kind of like lowly, quietly mention this to Ozzy.
We can message each other back and
Oh, how does
that way we
message
don't
work?
have to speak.
Message
We don't have to speak.
is like awakened mind, but it goes both ways.
Oh.
I speak into your head, you speak
No,
into mine.
message goes...
Oh,
they get to
okay.
respond as well.
Okay, so yeah, I mentioned to Ozzy, I'm like, damn, do you notice like everybody here is like real uptight? Like I think they're scared or something.
Really? I thought there's something would be quiet.
Nah, there's something. It's like have you ever seen a spooked horse when they know there's a snake in the grass?
Spending too much
Yes.
time with Vanan and his nature
Yes.
buttons.
We trained together.
Yes.
She's really embodying that training. Yeah, she's like, yeah, there's something. They're kind of uneasy. Like the bartender, like when I asked him what he wanted, he looked like I was about to draw my sword on him or something. Like,
More to the town than we initially thought. Things
Yeah.
going on here.
Yeah, I wonder what
you guys
that-
both make me perception checks right now.
Hey, I'm bad at that.
Oh hell yeah, that's an 18.
That's a 4.
Alright, so Ozzy, you're focusing on playing with your new spell. Pinging
Yes.
back outside to people and talking.
Oh, yeah.
Because the way it works is he sends a message to someone, they get to send a response, and then he has to send a new message. So it's like he sends
I'm
something,
like-
they respond. He has to keep initiating it to keep the conversation going.
I'm like the
Right.
guy in the chair right now behind the screen, like, all right, you have to go to this place and you have to go here. The mission's to go
You're
over
the
this
guy in the
place.
chair.
Yeah.
Right, but Lilith, you hear at this point, as you're having this conversation in your head, a loud snapping sound outside, out by where you saw the docks. It's actually, I guess because you're inside and away from it, it is a little bit muffled, but you hear a very clear snap outside, followed by a secondary snap. And you hear that out from where you left your other allies. But that's all you hear at the moment.
I
Just like-
wait and see if anybody in the bar gets up to like investigate. Like if anybody else has heard it.
Nobody else, whether they heard it or not, nobody else in the bar moves a muscle. They just keep doing their thing.
I
Drinking,
ping.
being quiet.
I'm pinging Igni right now. Igni,
All right.
What was that?
Igni, as you are just realize that you didn't need to unlock the chest as you take the books out and tie the ropes around, you get a ping in your brain that is Ozzy saying,
Igni, what was that?
That is our the elf. He is causing trouble. I found books.
Great. Get out of there as fast as you can.
Okay, I bring books.
Okay.
And she like binds them all, she's like binding them up and she's I suggest you run.
Okay.
To us?
I say that to Ozzy. Cause
Okay.
yep.
I'll ping Lilith saying, Igni says we should. They're apparently doing a whole bunch of dumb shit.
Lilith is going to slam her drink,
Mhm.
and then Ozzy, she looks at you. Where's your drink level at?
I just leave it and drop a gold on the table.
She slams your drink too.
Okay. 2
takes
ales,
the gold.
done.
So I'm assuming you make for the door. Like she kind of nudges you to go to the door, or she tells
Okay.
you in her mind to go to the door.
Yep.
I'll follow you outside. And so just to try to not draw any attention, she's gonna casually walk up to the barkeep and be like, "Oh, here, the extra gold. Thanks for your trouble."
And as you do that, you hear a third set of snaps. Outside.
I'm not even gonna like pretend like I heard it. I'm gonna totally playing dumb, and I'm gonna say like, Ozzy, follow me, and then just like very casually walk over to my horse, maybe inspect its saddle, and kind of just like slowly, like feign conversation with Ozzy, and then like slowly get up on the saddle and kind of. Right, like
where they are, would they be able to see me on the mast? And would they coming out see me up on the mast about to jump into the water? Like, what is he doing?
I will say that because I think it's funny. As they come out and they're like, "Oh, get the horses all nonchalant," Igny's slinking her way towards. As you guys look over to the general area of these boats, you see this. You see 2 ships with there's flailing movements underneath these canvas sails. The first ship, the middle ship, and you see the last ships. As you guys look over there, the sails just cascade down, and you see a tiny dark speck atop the mast in the moonlight, backlit by the moonlight. Very similar to Davis at the moment when he's in silhouette form. As the speck leaps off the mast, arms out wide, and then you see it just disappear below the waterline off in the distance.
Cool.
And at this
hop
point,
on my
Igny,
horse.
you've made your way back to them.
Yeah, I grab my horse and I grab Vanan's horse. Can I meet him on shore? Is there a way I can see like his trajectory in any way? Meet him on shore with his horse?
Yeah, you can
I am
see,
in
yes.
black. I am deep underneath black water at night. I'm just like swimming in some direction.
Great.
As fast as I
downstream.
can.
Yeah.
Hopefully downstream, in what I think is downstream.
Yeah, we'll say that it is, sure.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so Igny is going to, as stealthily as possible, try to get her on her horse, literally named horse, on horse, with Vanan's horse to John to go get it.
You start moving. You guys are able to do that because the commotion. No one in the tavern does anything. They all stay inside. As everybody on the boats, you see that there's just it's just a big commotion of people trying to figure out what the hell's going on.
Okay.
As you guys slink away at night on your horses. And after a little bit of pinging from Ozzy, which all you have to do, again, for message, you don't have to see them, you just point in the direction of them, and as long as they're within 120 feet, you can communicate. And it's mental, so it's irrelevant of whether you're underwater or not. So with a little bit of that, you're able to kind of make a point as...
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Eventually, until you get him. As
And
Van
I
is...
hear Igny going, fuck.
What's Vanan's constitution modifier, out of curiosity?
I'm not sure off the top of my head. It is +1.
Okay, so that's 2 minutes of underwater. You can hold your breath for 2 minutes.
I can hold my breath for 2 minutes. Okay, that's actually a lot.
Yeah,
So you're
that's pretty great.
freaking going underwater as fast as you can. So after a little bit of this, he eventually has to surface, but you get him, and you guys make a meetup, and you are able to get on horseback, and then
Right in the middle of town.
you'd actually be outside of the town. Town's not that big.
Oh, okay.
So-
And you guys, have they already ridden out of town, the two of you?
Yeah. I'm saying you got there basically as they were like, we're leaving.
Igny has the, whatever she pulled off the wall, the, map, and she's got the stack of books. He goes, look, I got the things. He got the things. Look, he's successful. It's the first time any of
I
I
just
feel
imagine
plans have worked.
Lilith and I are completely breath.
Yeah, and Vanan is soaking wet.
Yeah,
right,
Van's just out of the river, just soaking wet. Just like, hey guys, what's going on? Are we leaving? Is that what's
I
happening?
think, Ozzy and I are just like, what? I don't even want to know.
It was so awesome. You guys
We made a plan. It
missed
worked.
it. It worked so well. I
It
give Iggy a
worked.
high five.
You
Oh,
guys-
did somebody donate a trinket?
I think maybe.
shit.
Hang on.
Yep.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Juice. You. I see you spent for a trinket. Yeah, you tell me who you want the trinket to go to, and I will tell you
Oh,
what they get.
shit.
Because it probably will be like, oh, Igni found this other thing in the chest.
she also grabbed stuff. Which is not a surprise.
Which
She
you
takes
guys are able to, you guys did make a point before about the barge right in, down the ways a little bit. You can move your way there, which is a
Okay.
nearby, like, well-known just road stop, which would probably be a sizable place to go. So as you're riding, you can look through these things, you know, after you basically get a decent chunk of the way out of town.
What'd you find, Iggy?
I don't know. What did I find?
You
Just a
found
trick.
the map, or that chart with that new symbol that you have not seen before, and yes, perfect. And the books, those of you who speak Dwarven, and probably more specifically Ozzy, as you have a seemingly history with Dwarvish-based literature, as is your map and other things. These are historical accounts of the old kingdom of Delzoun. So this is the ancient Dwarven kingdoms, the original Dwarven kingdoms. The Delzoun kingdom was when there was only one, like, all dwarfs are Delzoun dwarfs, right? Regardless of clan and everything. When they were all one people, they were Delzoun. This is ancient. This is sort of even... It takes a little while to read, and as the Delzoun runes are very similar to Deathek runes in the Dwarven runes, but they're just a little bit more archaic, I guess. It'd be like reading Old English, where they're like, there's no C, but there's a K and an S, like that kind of a thing.
Okay, cool.
So that happens, and you get the feeling that these books alone are probably worth, to the right buyer, 30 gold apiece, and there's 5 of them. Whether or not you want to keep them, you can. Holy, you wouldn't believe it. That was one of the trinkets that we rolled before. So why don't I have you, Chelsea, roll me a percentile, please?
Oh,
Because we already got one
don't
that you
get
already
freaked.
have. So we'll.
Oh, really?
That's funny.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Okay.
We got a simple carpenter's cup that belongs in a museum.
I've already done that. Okay.
That one.
It's very random
So,
and specific.
I know, 29.
Okay. So in here, you find this. You also found a pair of manacles, but they're manacles that when you know how to use, as you inspect them further, there is a hidden latch in these manacles that you, being the roguish type that you are, realize that you could put these manacles on, or someone that you train how to do it. And from an outside perspective, they look as if they are functionally manacles, but if you know where the hidden latch is, they open.
Oh, they're like they're
Quick
fakey
escape
ones.
manacles.
Yes.
They're fakey ones. Ooh, these is.
Now, to a normal person being bound in these, if they don't know about it, they are functional manacles. But
Okay.
if you know where the hidden latch is and how to activate it, you can hit that.
What you're
and
saying,
then
Igni does?
yes.
Okay.
And can teach her allies if she so chooses.
That would be a cool diversion.
Yep,
You
yep.
now have a
Chewbacca.
Nice Chewbacca, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Sweet. We'll just add that to our treasure list and cool. I think we should find a safe place for camp. You will want to see what is on this piece of paper.
Did you say that we were just looking at the map? Did you say we were headed towards that Bridgewater Inn?
Yeah, you could head. You
Okay.
could make your way there if you wanted.
Cool.
I mean, you'd be riding it at night, but like it wouldn't be too much so, and you could get a room there if you wanted.
I was about to say, as long as we could get a private room, because we may not want people to see this.
Yeah, that's fine. You guys.
Are we sharing? Like a private-
Snuggles.
So you guys make your way to the inn. It is it has become. It was once just an inn. Now it has sort of become a little bit of a community. So there is the main inn itself, which was the basis of it, and then there has built basically a gate around the outside. There are places that you can rent, like if you wanted to rent like temporary housing or homes. There are stables. There are market stalls. Obviously, the markets are closed at this point. But yeah, it is basically kind of ramshackle housing, and it basically has all your it has blacksmiths and you know, people that are mules and horses, oxen, wheelwrights, wagon makers, you know, smelters, things like that. It basically is formed in 2 concentric rings to sort of provide a somewhat means of defense. The old barge right is the kind of, because that's where it all started. That's like the main place. It has fallen apart. Has now been rebuilt as a stone structure. And yeah, you guys are more than welcome to grab a place to stay if you so choose.
Yeah, if we could get a private room, that would be chill. And then, you know, when we get in, I'll roll open and say, I found this hanging on wall. It looks important. This is river. And I like point to it and kind of, I don't know if we have a map of the area, but try to show an overlay or like connection. And this symbol, what does that mean, smart wizard?
Do I know what it means?
The symbol does not. The only thing you can tell is it seems the kind of. It seems reminiscent of the other symbol you saw on some of the other stuff back in Red Larch. That sort of triangle symbol. It doesn't seem. It seems like that, but you still are really sure what it means.
I'm not really quite sure what one exactly means, but it's very much like something we've seen. I'm not.
Does it? I think it means something's going to happen in this spot.
It could necessarily mean a location of a place.
That too. Is there anything on the map that shows like a river there, like an actual town or location or anything?
It doesn't show. It doesn't have anything like specific there, other than it's just in the general area. So you'd have to really scope it out. It seems to be within the hills, as it were. How do I have the map open? It is the place marked on the map is it is basically south of where you know the Sacred Stone Monastery to be.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
And I guess south from there, and sort of northeast from where you found those graves that you went to inspect that one time.
Okay, cool.
Grave area.
Could be, the last time we saw symbols, there was a secret entrance. I wonder, this is secret entrance to monastery.
Because we've seen other symbols, right? This might be dumb. I'm not trying to metagame because I'm like, I think I know what the symbol is. Would Lilith put it together that like, oh, we've been seeing a lot of symbols lately on armor and robes, and we don't know what they are. Might this be connected?
It is entirely possible to draw that connection.
Okay.
But what it means or how anything's related
doesn't make sense.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah. You just don't know. Perhaps going to one of these places
will help.
Might give you at least some illumination.
Right.
So I share that with everybody. I'm like, I mean, it seems like kind of uncanny that there's a lot of things that we don't understand. They're just kind of popping up, and we're not alone. Like other settlements have definitely complained, and like for my own superior officer, Lady Stormbanner, to say something's up. Like she's had plenty of years under her belt. like no disrespect or anything, but she's like seen some shit. So I think if she smells something on the wind, there's definitely something going on. So maybe these symbols we'll be able to find out.
Igni looks to Ozzy and this map we have is of Dwarven. Right? Dwarven keep? Does it reference in book?
The books.
The books are they
Dwarvish.
reference?
Are there any like other symbols on this map other than that one symbol? No writing or anything?
No, it's basically that, and then like there is the similar symbol where Womford is, almost as if, because the river's flowing down from there down to Womford, perhaps as though things were being carted from one place to another.
Okay. From what the looks of this is, it looks like some sort of a trade route or some sort of transport from one place to another. Perhaps this is definitely a good find, and I do think that we should keep going along the way we're going to Spire, and possibly since this passageway seems to lead after we would go to the monastery, perhaps we can make like a circle around and continue that way to get more information about.
That sounds good to me.
Do we know what they called the Dwarven Keep? We didn't get a name for what they would what they called it then, prior to it becoming this like monastery
Sacred stone.
of the sacred stone.
I don't think so. That's what
Maybe it's in our ancient dwarvish tomes.
I will tell you, sure, why not? You can figure out because of the ancient Delzoon tomes that it was the old stronghold that you have this kind of map of is it's Tyar Bezel, so that's Tyar hyphen Besil is the name of the ancient whatever the location stronghold
right,
or whatever it is was what it was called when it was Dwarven.
Cool.
Which just might be good for reference.
Was way back.
But now it's Sacred Stone Monastery.
Yes.
Cool.
Okay. Yes. I'm guessing it's still dark out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you guys made it there in the evening. You guys secured a room and all that good stuff.
Okay.
We're like powwowing in our tiny room now, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
On a pallet, like in our sleeping bags, and we're sitting in a circle.
Sure.
So yeah, Aiden's gonna say, I say we rest, we leave at ass crack of dawn and hit road towards Spire.
I agree that
Agreed.
where and when we want to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should keep low profile. We stole looks like important books.
We're not very far away from where all that commotion went, right?
Which commotion?
The stealing, cutting, and
sales.
things commotion.
Oh yeah, you guys are a ways away. You're good.
Oh, okay. We've managed to get out.
You've made
out
it.
of
You've
range.
rode for a bit to get.
We're just so
Okay.
nervous. Nothing ever goes that smooth.
Right. I was just thinking, I'm like, well, Lilith is thinking like, okay, I heard a lot of noise. I saw a lot of commotion. I'm not fully confident that like Lilith is feeling a little uncomfortable at just like going to bed without any worries. And she's like, do you guys like, I don't know, do you think we need, do you think we need some kind of watch? I don't know.
I mean, I do not sleep, so I make sure nobody sneak up on us.
Yeah, I agree. We can just do the normal.
What crazies?
The normal
do
thing. The two
normal.
meditators.
Yeah, we'll switch meditators.
High-fiving.
And I'll cast alert like I always do.
Sure.
Alarm, I mean.
I feel like having two people who can meditate in a party is like gold. There's no problem with sentry duty at this point.
Yeah, no, we're good
mean,
on that.
One more level, and you have pretty good stuff on your end too, Lilith, with the Find Steed spell, which is a magical creature created from your brain with an intelligence of 6 that understands a language that you choose that is made of magic and does not need to sleep. So
Okay.
Holy damn.
So,
Well,
like,
shit.
Yeah. So you could just be like,
Okay.
hey, Mount, can you just keep watch and like kick me awake if something happens?
Tight.
Find
So
Steed
you
is an
guys can-
amazing spell. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Find
damn.
Greater Steed.
Forget it.
So good.
So good.
I don't even know,
just-
guys.
I mean, find Greater Steed. You could just summon a Pegasus.
Yeah, man.
Mm.
Yeah, Brittany, to put things in perspective, Bosco was a Find Steed. That's how,
Oh, okay,
from the
okay.
Venture Maidens game. That's how he was able to find me and fight with me all the time, like as a paladin.
That
'cause
makes so. That's why I did detect magic and saw that. I was like, something's off
yeah,
about
that's
this
why
creature.
He came up as a celestial and not like, a
Gotcha.
horse, because he was
Yeah.
magic. Anyway.
Magic.
So you guys rest for the evening with your watches set and an alarm cast in preparation, and everything goes by without a hitch.
Yay.
Seemingly, the big heist of Womford has been, you know, I mean, no
we
one...
whopped that town.
I mean, you know, no one will know if you're the greatest thieves ever, because if you're the greatest thieves ever, no one will ever know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's
Nobody
how you
knows.
know.
That's how Igni likes it.
That was a lot of fun.
Plus.
So, you guys then were going to, I guess the plan was to head back towards the spire then, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So,
At the ass crack of dawn.
at the ass crack of
Correct.
dawn, the party
Correct.
gets up and gets out, makes their way towards Feathergale Spire. I'm going to say that you guys just hook it there relatively quickly. Now, what was your plan? Your plan was to go in at night?
Ride in on
So-
our steeds.
Yeah,
Kick down
I
the
mean,
door.
Silently.
you seem to think that we
Well,
can
wait.
just knock on door.
Yeah, my character is down. I mean, if you guys want to infiltrate,
Let's
just-
infiltrate.
Makes
I'm
me
gonna-
nervous.
I'm gonna approach. Lilith is very much like I have a separate. Like, we're trying to figure out what's going on, but that doesn't affect the. Well, I'm hoping that my duty to find this person can aid in that. However, it does. It's not like a two-way street. Like Lilith is like, no, I'm gonna knock on the door and state my purpose. Whether you guys want to be there with me while I do that, or if you want to get in there and maybe my presence can be a distraction. But like as a representative, because we don't know if these guys are good guys, bad guys, or what they're all about.
Right.
I have to assume that my presence is. I have a reputation to uphold as the Knight of Samalar. So I have to operate within my code and like kind of what's expected of me. Like I'm professionalism, if you will. So Lilith's like, I gotta go, but I gotta knock on the front door. Sorry, guys. Like, I'm willing to continue with the message spell and communicate that way, or if come up with a side plan, whatever you guys want. But that's
So
gonna be
if
what I'm doing.
If we were to sneak in, what is it that we are doing? You're asking for a girl, yeah?
Yes. Her name is Salva Belladanta.
Right. So we're there to offer moral support and make sure nobody kills you?
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what. So I'm thinking that we don't know who these guys are, but if they're not good and they want to imprison me, if all of us are there, we're kind of screwed.
What
Right?
if Ozzy goes with you? What if
Okay.
we split up like we did before? Two
Yeah.
non-sneaky people, and then the two non-sneaky people go in, see if things are chill, and if they're not chill, the two sneaky people can sneak in and break
Sneak
you guys out.
yeah. I like these plan elf
Yeah.
speaking.
Yeah.
Cha.
I like this idea
Van's been
too.
breaking into places pretty much non-stop since he left his.
Yeah. I like
Lilith
these
doesn't know how.
I like this plan because we may see things that they will not tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna
Hmm.
probably find out more. Nobody wants to tell you anything up front. Like nobody's gonna put all
Right.
their cards on the
Right.
table.
Now let's say they give you girl. Everything goes as planned, yeah? They give you girl, we sneak in. What is planned for getting you? You just leave and then we just leave. Do we have meetup place?
Do you
What if
guys
we
want to
just-
meet meet back here?
Yeah. Let's mark an X
So-
on the ground.
Okay, let's.
Well,
Maybe
if we want, we can meet. If we're going to the spire, we can just meet back.
Where?
Where?
Red Larch.
Red Larch?
Oh, that's very far. I was thinking like just downriver at Spot on Map.
Well, Feathergale is really close to Red Larch, right?
Oh, is it?
Looking at the. Then
Yeah, it's
Bard's right in.
It is Feathergale Spire is about 8 miles from Red Larch.
Let's meet at Hole.
The hole that.
We meet at Death Hole.
That hole.
Nobody will expect us there.
Nobody will
You
be at
think-
Death Hole.
Do you guys think the dead body is still down in that hole?
For sure. That is it is
Really?
grave.
I feel like I remember just being like, all right.
We were just
I mean-
like, fuck it, we're piecing out. Yeah. We meet at
Dead
Hole.
body hole.
Dead body hole.
I will
Alright.
also, just to remind everyone, you've only seen this place from way the hell far away. You don't know how you even get to it, because you haven't gone that close to figure out how to get to it.
We saw that there's a bridge.
Oh, did
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, we saw that there was
Yeah,
a bridge.
yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah.
got
Saw a
pretty
walkway.
close.
Okay, I couldn't remember if you had seen
Yeah, we
that.
did see bridge.
Yeah, we got within I
Um,
think 1,000 feet.
Yeah, I think you're
Saw
right.
it, and you were like, "Yeah, we saw the bridge."
Yes, and that it
Yes.
is basically the spire is on a rock with a hole
Right.
around it, and then a bridge that leads you there.
Right.
Cool.
So yes, so you should, the two of you should go in first, and then we come in
Mhm.
second, so they do not see us cross bridge.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
So were you going during the day then to just like walk right up?
Lilith wants to approach, like, I'm sure there's like some type of etiquette. She's gonna follow that when going to visit places. So most likely, yeah, daytime. You guys want to go at nighttime?
Yeah, that sounds. I feel like the sneaking should be at nighttime.
Truth,
You can
yes.
just message
But it
us,
would be
let
less
us know.
conspicuous for you to show up in daytime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
make more sense. Like, I'm gonna do my duty in
Mhm.
business. Just like at like amusement parks and at the mall and whatever. So by a certain time, if we're gonna rendezvous at Dead Man's Hole, and if y'all aren't there by a certain time, Ozzy and I will consider it a rescue mission.
Okay.
Right?
Truth, yes. If you do not show up at Hole, we come get you.
Yes, so, and it goes both ways. If we're not there by a certain time, it turns into a rescue mission, right?
Yes, I agree.
24 hours.
Yes.
Is that
24
enough
hours?
time?
Mm-hmm. That's 24 hours for
Cool.
me to teach John new tricks.
24-hour Dead Man Hole.
Okay, so we'll set up first thing in the morning, Ozzy.
All right. Sounds
You guys, so 24 hours for you guys then, because you're setting out 12 hours after we are, right?
True. Is it nighttime now, Ted?
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, it is now, unless it's the ass crack of dawn and you've left them right the next
Well,
morning.
I thought we had left and we had. I thought we were having this conversation as we were traveling to.
It
Spire.
would take you to get to the spire from Bardright. It would be, what is this? 4, 8, 12, 16. It's about 24 miles to get there.
Ooh, so we're probably gonna have to camp.
You're on horseback, so that helps you a
Mhm.
little bit there. You
Okay.
could probably easy 20 miles a day
Okay.
on horseback. I think that's more than reasonable, if not more than
Mhm.
Yeah.
That would still put us at arrival in the evening then.
Yeah, I mean,
So
you
maybe-
could stop and camp outside if you want, and then head out in
Yeah.
the morning.
Let's do that. And that way, like, you guys have a handful of hours to investigate, like, while we're doing our business inside.
Yes. Yep.
Okay,
And you can
so-
message us and tell us what you
If
see.
we're leaving.
As long
Or
as
if you're in
Mm.
trouble.
Only if you're within 120 feet.
Yeah.
Right. So we stay close. We sneak
Okay.
behind you.
Okay. So, that happens then. You guys, you camp overnight, you make your way towards the spire the next day in the morning.
Sounds good.
So, I will set up probably the scene, and then we'll see how much we actually get through in the next couple minutes, and we'll
Cool.
set up. So,
I do have to end like right at 12. I have work in the morning.
Gotcha, cool. I'll see what I can get through in 6 minutes then. Feathergale Spire rises from a pillar of rock high into the air, the tallest point for miles. Built from white limestone and embellished in marble, the spire resembles a gleaming sword that pierces the sky. The gatehouse faces the opposite cliff, its drawbridge the only apparent point of entry. Tall, wide windows encompass the bottom level of the tower, absent only from the gatehouse side. A circle of open stalls rings the tower's foundation where it meets the rock. Above each stall, the sculpture of a hippogriff in flight leaps from the tower's base. Beneath Feathergale Spire to the east, a wide, gusty canyon yawns through the hills. As Ozzy and Lilith make their way towards it, you guys can see that the gap around the outside, a gap of 20 feet separates the ledge from the path, from where the path ends, from the closed drawbridge on Feathergale Spire. The space between the cliff's edge and the gatehouse drops several hundred feet to the bottom of the canyon. Near the ledge, a brass bell hangs from a wooden post. So you can tell that this is the gatehouse, and that it is pretty well protected, and that you have a pretty nasty fall.
Okay.
So, let's see. 4 minutes. Gatehouse.
Did Igni and Vanan come with us to this point?
It sounded like they did, from what I
Yeah, we're gonna
understood.
get as close. I mean, we have to stay close, but we can't get too close, or else they're gonna just see us walking up. You know.
I think we should park our horses like a bit of a way, you guys should park your horses a bit of a ways, so 4 horses aren't hanging out there because they'll be like, why do you have 4 horses?
Right.
And then I noticed you strapped climbing gear to our horses' saddlebags, Igni.
I did that. For to climb in or to climb out. This is gonna be a tricky one. I think what we're gonna have to do is wait until. I mean, there's no way for us to like sneak in on behind them, drop the bridge for us to like behind them in the middle of the day.
The bridge is down right now.
Oh, it is down. Oh,
Yes.
it's down.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was.
There's a gatehouse on the opposite side by the bridge. The bridge is currently down, though.
Okay.
As you walk up, did you guys split already, or were you still together?
I think so,
Yeah.
Assuming there's a porter.
Yeah, as you walk up, you see there's like a little gatehouse with a small little window. And there's a younger woman at the gatehouse. And she says, "Oh, well, hello. Travelers, what brings you to the Feathergale Spire today?"
I do that like militaristic like bow and like very like, military style movement, and I'm like, I am here on orders of the Order of Samalar under the Knight of Tyr, or whatever the full thing is.
Mm-hmm.
I seek the presence of Salva Belladonna. I'm coming all the way from Waterdeep and investigating her disappearance, and my leads have brought her here to Feathergale Spire.
She says, "Oh my god, that's me. Like, I'm Salva. Like, you came here for me? Oh my god, that's just like, wow. And she's like, fans herself a little. She's like, I guess I'm disappearance. No, I came here of my own accord. I guess I'm famous now. They're sending paladins to come find me. And fetching lady paladins at that. And you brought a friend. This is great."
Fetching lady paladins. I look over at Ozzy. So would my orders were given to me, was that at the request of her parents? Or just like, I don't know.
You don't know where the order came from. You would assume probably from her parents, but it came through the order to you, which would mean it was a reputable source. Right?
Okay. Not okay. So I'm like, okay, well, this is my companion Ozzy.
Hello.
I extend my hand. I'm like, well, it's really nice to meet you. My name is Lilith. I've been looking for you for a while.
She's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I've been here like the whole time.
Oh, well, it took us a really long time to get here.
Oh my god, you should come inside and come on. You should come inside and like meet like my boss. He's super cool, and like we're actually throwing a big feast tonight because it's like the 10-year anniversary of our whole society. So you guys should totally come to the feast because like party. Hello. come on.
Oh,
And
okay.
she comes out, she rings the bell, and the doors open to the spire. She's like, come on. You can bring your horses. We have stables inside, mostly for like flying things, but like horses will be fine. It'll be fine. Come on. And she will like walk with you guys towards across the bridge.
Do you, strapping lady paladin?
She said fetching.
Fetching
She
lady
did say
paladin.
fetching.
I am kind of shocked, and I'm like, okay, let's go in.
Okay.
And as you guys, as Igni and Vanan watch them walk across openly without any real, just a small conversation with this cute little, slight little Waterdavian noble woman, they walk across the bridge, and as they bring their horses and the doors shut behind them, and that's where we'll end for tonight.
Hey.
Oh!
Yeah.
I was not expecting that was gonna be her.
And it's the beginning of the end.
Yep, and this isn't how we all die. And they serve you guys for.
Oh God!
This time I only fell asleep for like 5 seconds.
It was just a
better than
nod.
last time.
It was just a very small amount, and I caught myself because I could see myself on stream. Like, it looks like I'm asleep. Oh,
I don't know how you guys do it. I'm also like an old lady, but it's 9 my time, and I'm like struggling. So I don't know how you guys do it.
I'm dead. I got work in the morning.
Yeah, man. Jump out of here. We did intros and stuff at the beginning, but Davis, why don't you give us a real quick before you head out? Just what about where they can find you and all that stuff?
I'm Davis. I've played this game. I also play in another group on another show called Dank Dungeons. You can find us on Twitter, Dank Dungeons, and on Facebook under Dank Dungeons, and on
Dank
YouTube.
Dungeons TV, it's tight as hell.
Dank Dungeons. We played Dungeon World last year, and this year we played 5e, and we're going to be doing season 3 in like April,
Nice.
Do you know
On
what you guys are
YouTube,
playing?
right?
May. We're going to be playing 5e again. I
Cool.
think. I'm pretty sure we're just going to.
I was really hoping for the 1985 Street Fighter RPG that like only a couple people know exists, but you should.
Hold on. Convince Lex. If you guys want,
I will talk to.
it is up to Lex.
I will talk to like no, but for real, that game is so wonky and stupid. But you shouldn't play it.
No.
But you should know that it exists.
I am now. It's now my mission to convince Lex to let us play that on
April Fool's episode.
Tune in in April to see us play the 1990s Street Fighter RPG. It's gonna be very weird. All right, I'm
All
going
right,
to bed.
man. You get out of here. We'll catch you
Good
later.
night. Bye.
Oh man, it worked. He says so in the chat. Done.
I have Guile's song stuck in my head now.
You're welcome.
Da-da-da-da-da.
So thank you guys for coming out and playing tonight. So as we said to you folks earlier, if you missed that, next week the Monday falls on Christmas Day. We will not be playing Horde of the Dragon Queen, and the following one happens on New Year's Day. We may not be playing, but we may be playing. If we're not, something will be on the channel. Whether it is this game or some other one-shot or otherwise, that will be the case. Sorry that everybody's faces are all wonky and out of proportion here, because he left and it got us all screwed up. We got like the top of Brittany's head, but we got most of Bucky. He's kind of
Wait,
stretching to
like-
get.
I'll
can
stick
see
my
me
head
back.
up.
There we go.
Shrink down.
There. Anyway, thank you guys so much for coming out. Thank you guys for playing. We actually got some stuff done today.
Yes.
Yeah, story
we got
progression.
stuff done last time. It just was, not story specific.
Sorry, we segue so
No,
much,
man,
but it's just
I-
because we're like homies.
No, man,
That's
I
right.
love it.
Homies over the internet.
No, man, I love it. We need everybody at Gen Con, and we need to do this IRL. Like, we need to stream from Gen Con with everybody at the same table.
That would be fucking
That'd be great.
sweet.
I mean, even if we don't stream it, if we just record it, like the special
Recorded it
Gen
and
Con
released it.
episode.
Jam.
I would
I'll
love
bring
that.
my gear, and we can definitely figure out something.
I hope you guys can get out to Gen Con. It was so much fun.
I want to go so bad. I'm gonna do. I think in April I'm gonna do a Little Red Dot fundraiser to get my ass there.
Please.
On my stream, so we'll see how that goes.
I
Girl.
mean, listen, the only reason that this game happens is because I met Brittany at Gen Con. She's like, I would totally play in a game for you. And I was like, well, I've been thinking about running Prince of the Apocalypse.
Well, Ted's like, and it's been really hard to nail down players that commit, like, to the campaign. And I'm like, I am committed, I promise.
So, this is all a product of Gen Con 2017. So, I mean, who knows what'll happen at Gen Con 2018. We are, like I said, we're working on hotels and shit now. So
I know. I'm trying to figure out, I think Insomniac Inc. is going to come with me. We've been talking about it, but we haven't figured out the situation of where we'll be sleeping. Yeah, I was looking at Airbnbs though.
Are we live still?
We are, but we're gonna jump off soon.
We're just pontificating.
Chatting. This is what you guys
yeah.
You guys get this fun stuff after hours if you hang around.
Yeah.
Until I make my actual weekly podcast that I probably don't have the time to do. Where it's a traditional podcast where it's not a live play. It's just like conversations about being nerdy.
Yeah. Stick around, yeah.
And but we'll see. I did enjoy doing that. But anyway, thank you guys for coming out, checking this out. This will be up on YouTube probably by the end of this week. A little bit earlier than normal because I have more time on my hands at the moment. So we shall see.
Cool.
Thank you guys, and we'll see you maybe in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Adios.